without a clue, without a sign, without grasping yet. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, what a should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing to be found. A mirror in front of me is where I find an empty glass, reflection that's the truth. It's every what's out to be told. I need the mask. I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, chained up to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. Just a cage of bones, there's nothing inside. When it always me, burning down the walls, is that a way for me to break? I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise. Searching all along, give us what I long and long, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping yet. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, what a should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing to be found. A mirror in front of me is where I find an empty glass, reflection that's the truth. It's every what's out to be told. I need the mask. I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, chained up to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. Just a cage of bones, there's nothing inside. When it always me, burning down the walls, is that a way for me to break? I'm a shapeshifter at Boots Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise. Searching all along, give us what I long and long, without a clue, without a sign. nothing. But you sure we got the clue how bad this we go. Don't you know? No more art. And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done but the time it hit you, you're not surprised. Think you got your game planned out. Do it deep, get 'em 2 steps ahead, yeah. So step into my way, stand out. It's a trap, one more step, and you're dead. Why just a beat to say goodnight, go with blue sky, but now lightning's like your last resort. It's not an accident that no one hears you cry at your last dream seems to deserve. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done but the time it hit you, you're not surprised. I'm coming for you. My game's always the best of mine. You're spanning, but the net you didn't catch it in time. Better think about your game. Are you sure your next move's the right one for you? Are you sure you won't get outmaneuvered again, my friend? You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done but the time it hit you, you're not surprised. I'm coming for you. My game's always so fast, so fine. You're spanning, but the net you didn't catch it in time. Who am I? Am I not unique? Maybe I'm not here at all. But
All right, what's up, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another PE Live. We have the PE Live NC. That stands for Nightcap. Thank you so much for joining me on this glorious Tuesday. Today is May 21st, 2019. Shout outs to all of you guys out there. Seriously, you guys are the elite of the elite ninja villages. So thank you so much. I do appreciate all of you guys being here tonight with me. I know it's a little bit later than usual. I wanted to have it around 6, but I had a couple different things that I had to do. And then we had a little bit of an incident beforehand here. Here's one thing, guys. I never want... See, the thing is, I have a big mouth, and I know I have a big mouth, and that's fine. I can defend myself, I can talk with the best of them when it comes to people being here when it comes to Twitter, whatever the case is. But I never want you guys to catch heat for simply appearing on my stream or anything like that. So you guys let me know if anything like that happens to where some people, are just being douchebags or whatever the case is. Make sure you let me know. But let me just say this right now. As somebody who watches the game of Smash and somebody who plays and somebody who kind of knows, what's going on, to sit here, whoever this fraud is, we ain't gonna say his name we're not gonna say his name, but whoever this fraud is who's going after my viewers simply because you're blocked and because you're trash, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a loser, that's absolutely pathetic because you're mad at me because I blocked you, because I've blocked you multiple times. To go after my users is absolutely pathetic. You're not a man. You're not a man. Seriously, like, over video games. I feel bad for you, and I feel bad for your parents. I feel bad for you, and I feel bad for your parents. I'm not going to say his name, because he's just looking for clout. I feel bad for your parents, because they're probably upset that they had you, because this is what you've amounted to. Pretty much nothing at this point. You still got time, though, because I'm pretty sure that you're young. You can change your life. You can change your life. So at this point, you're nothing to me, and nobody's ever going to mention your name. I'm going to put out a little bulletin to people that play Smash on here. There's a certain person that you guys will block, and I'm going to have you guys block. And we don't need anybody here from talking to this loser, okay? Because he's done nothing in his life, and that's what he's trying to do, just trying to sit here and try to get to us. So we're not going to mention his name. And like I said, I'll DM the appropriate people that I play Smash with, because now he's going after people. Like, that's one thing to go after me. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But to go after my users who have said nothing to you, who have done nothing to you, that's absolutely pathetic. Such a wimp, sissy, weak, trollish move, man. Like, I can't stand some of these people. But anyway, regardless, you're a loser, dude. If you're watching this, you know who you are. You're a loser. You'll always be a loser until otherwise. Anyway, Party Man, Gunslinger, shout outs to my dude. Shout outs to everybody who plays VC, T Pianist, everybody who's playing, play Smash. You guys are all good in your own rights in the game. You guys have all came here and beat me multiple times, whatever the case is. None of these people that are sitting here and talking smack to anybody here wins tournaments and wins championships. None of these people are Nairo or Tweak or DeBuzz or anything. So don't let any of these people get you guys down, okay? We're playing for fun. We're not professional Smash players. We're not claiming to be the best in the world. We just play for fun, and we want to get better, but we just play. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a good game and it's fun to play. But nobody here is claiming like we're the best in the world or anything like that. So don't let these losers get to you, okay, guys? So thank you for letting me know. The people who did, thank you for letting me know. And don't let those people get to you. For those who were this idiot was talking to. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't. Gosh, some people. Anyway, I already blocked this dude. This is the same loser who said that Snake sucks and he's not top tier in the game. This is the same guy that he has no idea what he's talking about. So based off of that statement right there, you already know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And you already know that he's just he's just an angry individual that probably never had a girlfriend, never done really anything, never really done anything significant in his life because he's sitting on the internet crying about Smash Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of a loser do you have to be to sit there and to go after people, not even the main user, but to go after users that he plays? So fans of somebody over the internet, like, what kind of, like, dude, like, okay. I'm going to stop here before I really go in on this idiot. Anyway, thank you so much for the $1 donation, Hentai Lover 17. I do appreciate that. He says, I'm a loser. I watch hentai. Hey, bro, look. That doesn't make you a loser just because you watch hentai. Now, if you go after people over the internet and you watch hentai, then you might be a loser. If you combine that. Now, if you stick to yourself and you mind your own business and you watching hentai, then that's fine by you. We'll go ahead and get your name up here as a top stream ninja. Thank you so much, Hentai Lover. I appreciate that. Do appreciate that. So shout outs to everybody watching there. Sorry that I had to open up with a little bit of sass, but like I said, it's one thing to go after me, I don't care, but then it's another thing to go after my users, and that's when that actually gets me legit upset because they did nothing to anybody. Most of my users they don't have followings like that, so that's what actually gets me a little bit upset when somebody actually goes after innocent people. Now, if you want to come after me, that's fine, come after me, but going after my users, no, that's not something you do. So yeah, man. But yeah, the appropriate parties will be DM'd on this idiot, and we can all just block him. until he makes a sock account. Again, another sock account, because you know how losers are. They get blocked so many times they have to use different accounts. All right, so Hentai Lover, let's get your name up here. Thank you so much for the donation. All right, thank you for the $1, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, he's just a kid. All right, so let's move on, guys. Moving on. Let's see here. Ninja news, guys. The stream from earlier today, I'm not sure if that's going to be going up anytime soon because I already had an earlier upload for you guys, and this is probably the better stream here because we're going to have some NPD stuff. So this is probably going to be the information that people are going to want to know a little bit more. So that second stream might just be unlisted, and maybe I'll put it up for on the community page for you guys. But we did have a Resident Evil video, and we also had a what was it? Astral Chain video today. So I don't want to blow up you guys' sub boxes with a bunch of different videos, like 4 videos today. So I want to keep it at least at 3. I don't want to do 4 videos a day. That's just too much. Or we might, like I said, we might do it live later in terms of putting it. So that's that. We had an Astral Chain video, and we had a Resident Evil 4 video. Make sure you guys check out both of those. Those were both really hype, really cool videos. So yeah, I put a lot of time into the Astral Chain video. That actually took me a little bit more time to edit than I thought it would because I was looking up a bunch of different games. So please make sure you guys are checking out the videos. It would be great if we could get the 10K like every single, like in one day, like my other video, like my what was it, my one with the Mario and he was going like that. Like if we can get the 10K on every single video in the first day, like 24 hours 10K, that would be great. We have enough subs to do it, so I know we can, guys. Let's try to see if we can push and get 10K. We're averaging like right around like 5 or 6K per after one day, but I think we can get to 10. I think we can get to 10. So let's see if we can do that, guys. Watch the videos, check them out, put them on in the background, do whatever you guys need to do. But I do appreciate you guys being here, man. All right, so and the support on the channel. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Party Man. Like I said, Party Man plays. I don't know why anybody that knows anything about Smash, if you come to my stream and you see Party Man play, there's no way that you can sit here and say that he sucks. Like he's just horrible. He's just really bad. There's no way that you can sit there. And Gunslinger too, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? There's no way these two, when they come here and they play, you can sit there and say that. I mean, can we all get better? Absolutely. Am I the best? No. Are they the best? No. But we never claim to be. You know, we're just playing. But there's no way you can sit here and say Party Man's a bad player. That's absolutely, that's ridiculous. That's as bad of opinion as Snake is not, Snake is not top tier. You know what I'm saying? That's what that idiot said. So I wouldn't really take too much stock into what he says. He's a loser. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move on to, I think that's it in terms of Ninja News, guys. We have a Pokemon video tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Make sure you guys check out the community tab and checking out the homepage. You guys should be going to the homepage every single day that we have PE like live. You guys should be checking out the homepage all the time because we always have new content. But if you look at the homepage, we're going to go over real quick, guys. I have everything organized and lined up in terms of dedicated times, in terms of what you guys can expect. Hey, these are the videos, 6 a.m., Monday through Friday. I added one for PE Live around 1 p.m. PT, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to add 6 p.m. too for the PE NC. And then I also added 6 p.m. or Thursday, 6 p.m. PT in terms of times. So if you ever want to know when PE Podcast, PE Live, or Player Essence videos go down, it's all organized and set up for you guys. So this should help us get to 10K views after each day, right? So not so bad. We got already 4,000 plus on this one here, and we got 5,000 for yesterday. So let's keep on pushing, guys. We're averaging like right around 5,000 to 6,000. Let's bump that up. Let's see if we can get that to 6,000 to 7,000, then gradually make our way to 10K, then back up to like 17 and 20K like we used to get beforehand. All right, so let's go ahead and move back to the regular stream here. So if you want me to say hi to you, feel free to say hi in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to say hi back to you. Shout outs to Dustbuster as well with the Twitch follow. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. All right, now that I went on my rant already, let's go. Party Man, shout outs, my boy. Good to see you here, like always, the bodyguard. VC, what's up, man? Let's see here. Maybe we can talk about that in the, what's it called, at the end of the stream, VC, in terms of the hot take, in terms of Soul Calibur and all that. Princess Lavinity, what's up, Princess Lavinity? Jumpmon is here, what's good? Tubes, once again. Greggy Waggy, what's up, man? Good to see so many Elite Ninja here. Markel Hawthorne, what's up, man? Arash, what's up, man? What'd you miss? You didn't miss nothing. John Duncan, what's up, man? All right, Princess Lavinity, Mav Intensifies, what's up, man? I also I noticed that you also posted about video suggestions. Yes, also, guys, video suggestions. on the community member. You don't need to be elite ninja or anything like to suggest some certain types of videos. That is up. So if you go on the community page, all you got to do, let me show that to you guys real quick because this one's important too. So if you go on the if you go on my homepage and then you just click over to the community tab, I have any topics you guys want me to make dedicated videos on, and I have a bunch of you guys already suggesting all sorts of stuff. So I will be picking some ideas out of that, or even taking a couple of you guys' ideas and making a new show out of it. So, and you guys will get credit for those who do suggest something, and I do pick your suggestion. You guys will get credit in terms of your name in the description box. So feel free to let me know about your video ideas that you guys would think that would make good videos for you guys. So yeah, that's gonna be like, I'm probably gonna think like I said, make a new show based around it. It might be multiple ideas that you guys have, or it might just be one singular one if I find that I have a lot to talk about that. So yeah, thank you so much for reminding me about that. Mav intensifies. All right, let's see here. Blanket 6, what's up, Blanket? Good to see you here, my man. Greggy Waggy once again. Alonzo Vines, Elite Ninja, says, okay, aka Rant Essence. Yeah, I went on a little bit of a rant today. Sorry, guys. Like I said, like, it's one thing to talk about me, which I can go on a rant when people talk about me, but at the end of the day, it's like, whatever. People talk about me, that's fine. You know, I'm a content creator. I'm in the public eye. That's fine. But, like, going after users, like, going after the Elite Ninja when they did nothing to you unprovoked, that's weak sauce, man. That's so horrible. That's so stupid. Matthew Campos, what's up, Elite Ninja? Matthew Campos in the house. What's good, man? Good to see you here. K Rule 73, what's up, man? Good to see you. John Duncan, Chibi Vigno, what's up, guys? NPD hype. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with NPD, guys. Don't worry. Sit back, relax, get yourself some, like, I don't know, something to eat, whatever the case is, because we got a lot of cool stuff to dig into with the NPD. It's juicy this week. All right, Alucard, what's up, Alucard? Jay, what up, Jay? Ataki, what's up, Ataki, my boy? Renangon user, Ataki. T-Dude here, once again. Deontay Hancock, what's good? TH3, what's up, man? Starting to see you quite a bit, so shout-outs, man. TCRX Gaming, what up? VC, what's up? Once again, Dragon Gamer, what up? Goat 816, what's up, man? Backyard barbecue sounds good, man. Save me a plate. Jeffrey Burns, what's up, man? Watch on your Xbox and your iPod. All right, that's cool. Just sit back and relax, my man. It's gonna be a good show. Anthony Albert, what's up, my man? Good to see you here. Elite Ninja Anthony Albert. Deadlock 7, what's up, man? No. I don't let these guys get to me, but like I said, it's hard not to be somewhat peeved when you're going after my users. Like I said, come after me, that's fine. I brush stuff off right away. You ain't gonna stop what I'm doing here. Like, that's just haters, you know what I'm saying? This has been my whole life, you know, whether it's for one thing or another. There's gonna be people that just don't like you for whatever the reason is, whatever type of social, you know, circle you're in or whatever the case is. But going after users who don't even post, who just literally just come out to play, like that's trash. That's a trash tier individual right there, you know? That's trash. Like, you know his parents aren't proud of who he is. You know, this guy, how are you such a douchebag? I've never even seen that before. You don't go after the content creator. You go after the people he's playing? Like, I've seen that a little bit here in the chat, but I mean, that's because they were there in the chat. But like on Twitter? Like, what type of weirdo individual does that, man? Like, Party Man and Gunslinger aren't out there talking like I talk, you know? So it's like, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Fire Blast. What's up, Fire Blast? Aiden Quinn. What's up, guys? No Sonic Racing tonight. I played Smash earlier today. I'm thinking about maybe streaming something tomorrow. I have to go pick up Sonic Racing. I still haven't picked it up yet. But man, I'm just swamped. I'll be honest, guys. I am swamped with work. You know, just so much work. I got so much stuff that I'm doing. I'm sorry. MTY 1983. What's up, man? There's no Beautiful Joe rumor. Tim W. I don't know where you heard that, but I didn't hear that. Oh yeah, DJ King, I've seen you going DJ King, I've seen you talking back and forth with the so many dudes. It's fantastic. Hangs T Essence, yo, shout outs. Yo, what's up, Charity? How's it going? It's very comfortable. I needed something comfortable. I was actually wearing my Bowser shirt again, but I was like, the Bowser shirt, what I don't like about the Bowser shirt is that it doesn't grip my arms. It's just because, like, I bought it when I was a fat man, or when I was a lot bigger, and now it doesn't fit me. So that's the only thing I don't like about that Bowser shirt, is that it doesn't fit around my waist, it doesn't fit around my arms. It's just frumpy. I just look frumpy in it. So I don't know. I'm thinking about giving it away or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, do something else with it. But yeah, I don't really like it that much because, like I said, it's too big. It's way too big. Let's see here. Mace from Twitter, what's up, my bro? Good to see you here, man. Good to see you here. Wife beater. This is just a white t-shirt. Let's see here. Weird. It's not a weird flex. I'm just saying I bought it when I was frumpy. I don't like it because it's just too big. It's just way too big. It's too big of a shirt. What's up, Lizzie? What's good? Cloud Strife. What's up, Cloud Strife? A beater has no sleeves. Yeah, a beater has no sleeves. This is just a white t-shirt. Cut the sleeves off. Oh, should I cut the sleeves off on stream? Dude, that'd be pretty hype, right? That'd be hype. That'd be pretty hype. Let's see here. TJ Zero is 4021. What's up, dude? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. What's up, man? All right. Shall we get into the content, boys and girls? You guys, man, y'all too much, man. S. Spencer, what's up? Frozen Gamer, what's good, guys? Yo, y'all showing up tonight. Good to see all you guys here before the stream really even started, man. We're getting some people running through, so I appreciate you guys being here. If you're not subscribed yet, you're somebody new coming in, make sure you subscribe. Get that official shout out. Get that official shout out now. So let's do it. All right, guys. So NPD is up and it is live. Let's go. So the NPD is here. For those who don't know, for example, like Charity, for example. The NPD is the North American sales here in the U.S. No, not Canada. Okay, no, we're not counting Canada. We're not counting Mexico. Not South America. Not this hemisphere of the world or anything like that. We're just counting the United States, the good old United States of Guile, America. Okay, yeah, that yes, a good old America, USA. So that is what the NPD is. Okay, and for April 2019, the Nintendo Switch was once again the #1 selling platform. This is the 6th month in a row. I said 4th month, but Baron, of course, Baron coming out like a wild Pokemon out of nowhere, lunging out from the freaking flat grass, says it's 6 months in a row, not 4 months in a row, because you know he's already ready. You know he's already ready to have this as a topic on the PE podcast. He's writing down ideas now. He's like, bro, let me write down some stuff that I'm going to say. So hopping out like freaking Incineroar to clothesline me. This man command grabbed me and clotheslined me before the damn stream even started. I freaking died. Died at 50% at the edge of the screen with revenge. Fully activated. Let's go. So yeah, got clotheslined off of Smashville before the stream even started. So yeah, 6th month in a row. 6th month in a row, and the Switch is doing really well. We do have some early estimates. We do have some early estimates of the sales because what was it? The NPD in terms of let me show you guys the article. What they have here is just says best-selling hardware platform of the month and year to date. So what they have here is that they said that the Nintendo Switch system 32 gigabyte with the neon red and blue Joy-Con is the best-selling individual hardware item in 2019, although year-to-date hardware spending has declined 16% versus a year ago across the whole industry to 918 million. Nintendo's console continues to perform well, and it was the best-selling hardware platform as well as in terms of both unit sales and dollar sales. So sometimes there was a time where like the Nintendo Switch sold the most dollar sales, but PS4 was like higher in unit sales. And then it might have been reversed sometimes the other way around, but the Switch was actually in both because they started tracking both of them. How much does a system make in terms of the money that's sold? What's the highest amount? Switch was #1, and also it was the top when it comes to unit sales. So sweeping both of that, and like I said, all the way back to, I think it was November, December, January, February, March, April. So yeah, 6 months, half a year of Switch pretty much being the top selling system here in the US. And I'm pretty much say worldwide, I don't think the Switch has been outsold in terms of month worldwide in quite some time. Before, like, it had to have been before Smash, or something like that. That'd be the last time. But ever since Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, Switch has been on a roll, which is good. No shots to any of the other platforms. As you guys know, I own multiple I actually own 2 of every current generation / whatever Switch's platform. Okay, I literally own 2 of every single one. I own 2 Wii U's, I own 2 Xboxes, I own 2 PlayStations, and I own 2 Switches. So I mean, I'm contributing everywhere. All right, I own 2 of everything. And if Nintendo gives me a reason to buy a 3rd Switch, like a Switch Mini or a Switch Pro, if there's a Switch Mini and a Switch Pro, I'm gonna own 4 Switches. Okay, so I mean, heck, I even thought about maybe buying another Xbox One S for the second bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually thinking about that. I'm actually thinking about buying another Xbox One S. So I contribute everywhere. I'm a fan of all the systems doing well. I want to see systems. I want to see competition. That's what I want to see, competition. So great stuff for the Switch. Good stuff all around. Let's see here. So that was that. We are going to move on to the next article here. So we do have the NPD top software. So we're going to go over the top software. There's a bunch of stats in terms of stuff, in terms of like Mortal Kombat and everything. I do want to go over some of that. So Mortal Kombat 11 became the second best-selling game of 2019 year to date. That's pretty good. Mortal Kombat 11 was the best-selling game of the month on all platforms on which it released. Mortal Kombat 11 is the first time a third-party published Switch game was the platform top seller since Mario plus Rabbids. Okay, so I think I understand what they're trying to say there. So a game that's on Switch hasn't been the top seller in quite some time. Not that there hasn't been games on Switch, like for example NBA 2K, whatever, because I'm pretty sure NBA 2K is on here. Yeah, NBA 2K19, that's on Switch. But in terms of like the number one seller, usually it's a game that's not there. Or I think it was even like, when did okay, Days Gone didn't beat Mortal Kombat. Interesting. So anyway, there's that. All right, Switch was the best-selling hardware platform year to date. Amiibo Super Smash Bros. 1 series character packs are the best-selling video game accessory of April. There's no L at the end of that, so a little bit of a typo. That's okay. Yo, what's up, Murdoch Loco? How's it going? Here was the top 20 from the bottom. Borderlands, Battlefield 5, Jump Force, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild still in the top 20 NPD. That's nuts. Excuse me. Final Fantasy 10/10-2 HD remaster. That's probably the PS. That's probably mostly the Switch version of that game, to be honest. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Minecraft, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is still selling, which is good. Mario Kart 8, and that's Mario Kart 8, and I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe combined. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm surprised Red Dead Redemption 2 went all the way down to 11. I'm actually surprised that it dipped below Yoshi's Crafted World, which is interesting. I'm gonna have to look out for that because I think GTA is above it. Yeah, GTA is above it. Call of Duty Black Ops, NBA 2K19, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. That's good to see Sekiro still up there. Grand Theft Auto 5, once again, the eternal Grand Theft Auto 5. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, really good to see Super Smash Bros. These little asterisks, digital sales are not included, so if you included digital, this might be high. This might be a lot higher. Super Smash Bros. Would probably be, I'd say, closer to number 1. Tom Clancy's The Division 2, MLB 19 The Show, which is a Sony PS4 exclusive. That's like the only real, like, oh no, there's the RIB baseball, never mind. Days Gone, doing well, and Mortal Kombat 11. So good stuff there. It'd be cool to see the breakdown in terms of what sold the most, like PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. I'm pretty sure that the Switch version sold the least amount, but you never know. But either way, it's good to see a Switch game up at the top. Great. Yoshi's Crafted World greater than Red Dead 2 confirmed. It's pretty much confirmed because of this list. Because of this list, dude. Because of this list. So there you go. All right, guys. So give me your thoughts. Give me your suggestions. What you guys think. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys' questions on the NPD sales. Now, I do have the leaked NPD. So shout outs to everybody who helps me out with this. The leaked April NPD numbers coming in at number 3 would be the Xbox One at Xbox One at 106,000 units sold for the month of April. Coming in at number 2 is the PlayStation 4 with 148,000 units. These are rough estimates, okay, guys? Rough estimates. So 148K. And then coming in at number 1 with a nice 2K plus or 200,000 plus. The Switch coming in with 227,000 units for the month of April. So not bad at all. Down, I think, month on month, but up year on year. Last year at the same point, so April 2018, the Switch sold 170,000 units in April. So that is a 33% year-on-year growth. So not bad at all. And it's even going to get crazier with a little game called Super Mario Maker coming out next month. You guys know about that game. In about a little bit over a month, Super Mario Maker's coming out. So, and Yokai Watch coming out in Japan. So, but that's not, we're not going to see that on the NPD, but we'll see that on the Famitsu sales charts. So yeah, everybody's still buying GTA. Everybody's still buying it. People just go GTA at this point. GTA is like water or something like that. It's like a very common thing that people buy for basic survival, you know, food. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go buy some steak, some ham, some vegetables in GTA at the store today. You know, I think people just buy multiple copies at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if Take-Two tells their employees to go buy it everybody buys it. It's like a national thing to do, like, oh, go buy GTA. I'm so happy that I've not bought GTA. I'm so happy that I have not contributed to that, even though somehow GTA is in my house. I don't know how it got here. Somebody else got it for me. Not really sure, but I didn't buy it. All right. So let's see here. Let's continue on. If you guys have thoughts, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence. Yo, what's up, Gunslinger? Good to see you here, my man. Like I said, don't let that idiot get you down. Marco says 2019 for the Switch is going to be like 2012, 2013 was for the 3DS. Crazy exclusive, massive sales. Yeah, 2012, 2013 was pretty freaking nuts for the 3DS. I was like Fire Emblem and all sorts of cool stuff came out. Mortal Kombat 11 was #1 Switch itself as well. Yeah. Switch and Mortal Kombat 11 were the top. But wait a minute. DJ King, what are you trying to say? Wait a minute. No. You said that Mortal Kombat sold #1 on the Switch? You're kidding me. There is no way. Sorry, my voice just got really loud right now. You're telling me that Mortal Kombat got the best sales on Switch? That's impossible. Wow. Doc Trey made a video. Yeah. OJ, your side chick left. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Trey? I don't even have a regular normal chick. Let's see here. Red Enigma says, what's up, Red Enigma? I don't think that's correct. I'll watch the video on stream. Okay, so Doc, you said Doc Trey made a video on it? Okay, if Doc Trey made a video on it, that means it's true. Or that means there's some reality on it. It's on Google. I just saw it. Okay. It's the best-selling game on Switch for the month of April. It's the best-selling game on Switch for the month. But it didn't sell the most out of the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. It sold the most on Switch for the month of April. I don't know about that. So can anybody confirm that? Is it the best-selling game on Switch for the month of April? Or did it actually sell the most units out of the PS4, Xbox One, PC? The Switch version sold the most. I don't know about that. Okay. Right, it sold the most on Switch as far as Switch games. Okay, as far as Switch games. There you go. Okay. No, best-selling game on Switch, not version. Got it. Okay. I thought you guys were saying something else, though. Okay, I thought you guys were saying something else. So, yeah. Best on Switch. Okay, thank you guys for clarifying for me. So, yeah, good stuff. Best game. I mean, the fact that it beat out Smash Brothers, no digital, but still, the fact that it beat out Smash Brothers, that's still very impressive. I thought it was all platforms, but even that it's not, I'm guessing that it didn't do bad. Because here's the thing, guys. If it was the best-selling game on Switch, period, that means it beat out Smash Brothers. And regardless of what anybody says, Smash Brothers still sells a ridiculous amount each month. Like, Smash Brothers still does very well each month. All of these games here, like, because the only games that beat Smash Brothers were Days Gone, which is a brand new game, of course, with on 100 million install base, or 50 million, or whatever you want to say, the 40 million, or whatever the install base is here in the US. The Tom Clancy's The Division 2, which still sells like crazy. MLB 19 The Show. You know, the fact that, you know, Smash Brothers is number 5 and Mortal Kombat, the Switch version, sold the most out of all Switch games, it still did really well. So good to see. I bought Mortal Kombat on the Switch, even though I barely played it. I bought Mortal Kombat on the Switch. It's just really blocky to me, but I still like it. I think it's still cool. Let's see here. He said, what type of chick do I have? Yeah, the chick, Shiva Alamar. The chick that I have looks just like Shiva. Looks just like her. So we expect Injustice now? No, we shouldn't expect Injustice, because Injustice is dead. The community's dead. The game is dead. Why should we expect a dead game like Injustice to come over? You should expect more updates to Mortal Kombat, and you should expect that to be on parity with the other systems when it comes to features and when it comes to stuff that you can do in the game and updates and DLC. That's where they should spend their money and time on, not a port of a dead game. because the Injustice community is pretty much dead at this point. They've all moved on to Mortal Kombat. So I wouldn't expect that. No. Marco also says, "Do you think it sold more than the Xbox One version?" I don't think it did, but I think it might have been really close. Did you know that Minecraft Switch Edition back to number 1 while Cuphead dropped to number 2 on the eShop charts? Which region, T dude? Let's see here. Damn, you threw Twintel into the garbage. You know what? I totally forgot about Twintel. Well, Shiva looks like Twintel anyway. They both look alike. So. They're both pretty much the same woman, except for I think Shiva's butt's not as big. So yeah, my chick looks like Shiva and she looks like Twintel. How about that? It's hard though because Twintel's wearing a mask, so she can look like a lot of people. Arash, I got you, my man. I got you. I don't need to Google it from a website. You guys already gave me the breakdown. All right, let's see here. He has Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. There you go. North American eShop, all games. Got it. All right. Any other thoughts on this, guys? Source comes from the eShop charts. Got it. Let's see here. Do you think MK11 sales on Switch would finally wake up more third-party devs games, more games on Switch? No. Third-party developers, if they want to make a game on Switch, they'll make a game on Switch. If they don't, they don't. It's pretty much like that. I don't think what Mortal Kombat does wakes up anybody. If the tech is there and they can do it and it's not something that's too hard for them, then they'll do it. If not, then they won't. They don't need the Switch. Third-party developers don't need Switch. No matter how great Mortal Kombat sells, like they don't need the Switch. If Nintendo's not going to make a system like they want, which is clone, which is just x86, big hulking system, graphics, blah, blah, blah. If they're not going to make that, then they're not going to get everything, plain and simple. What you sacrifice when it comes to third-party developers, you sacrifice like creativity, which you get with the Switch. Like it's creativity, it's a different type of system, and it doesn't need to get everything the other systems get. But developers that don't want to deal with that aren't going to deal with it. Developers that do will hire somebody else. If they can't get somebody else, or if Panic Button can't do it because they're busy with other people, then they just won't do it. Like Switch is not a necessity to any third-party developers, but maybe potentially some Japanese developers maybe need it. But to Western developers, no. I'm guessing that's what you mean, Matthew Campos. No, not a single major Western developer needs the Switch. Not even the ones that are supporting it, like Warner Bros. Or Bethesda. They don't need it either. Not a single one. I know that might sound harsh to a lot of you guys, but it's the reality. It's the reality of the situation. None of them need the Switch. With PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Switch is selling deservedly so and well. It's only going to get better when the next wave of heavy hitters come. Absolutely. So if the Switch tops May NPD, you think it's safe to assume that they will top every month this year? Thoughts? Yeah, Dawson, that's a good question. Yeah, if they top May, which I think that they will top May too as well, they're pretty much going to top every single month of the year. I think the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are winding down, right? So I don't really think anything's going to beat the Switch out this month because they have too many games. So yeah. He said most Western developers suck nowadays. I mean, that's subjective. It's up to people's opinions. But I mean, the Western third-party developers don't need Nintendo. I mean, and to be honest, Nintendo necessarily doesn't need them either. But it's nice. I mean, obviously, business is business. It's capitalistic. You want to make as much money as possible. So some Western third-party developers will support the system if they can. But others, like, they're just like, okay, well, if we can, we will. But if we don't, we won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to. Like, Diablo 3, that's easy. We can get that on there. Or easy enough. We can find Iron Galaxy. That doesn't mean they're going to start pouring over everything that they do. It doesn't mean Overwatch is coming. That doesn't mean everything. They don't need to. Overwatch already sells like crazy on, on all the other systems. Or it already sells quite a bit on the other systems. They already made billions of dollars off Overwatch and everything. So do they need Nintendo? No. As long as Nintendo's not going to do what they want, which is make x86 system, not ARM, make this amount of RAM, make it just like PS4 and Xbox One are literally identical. You know what I'm saying? Like they're literally identical. Now they have different features and some of the support, but even like what they're doing like with PSN and Xbox Live, like they're literally, they're twins, and there's some different things in between them, but that's what third-party developers wanted after the 7th generation. They were tired of how the PS3 uses custom architecture, something completely different. Wii uses this. Xbox uses this. Like, everything's different. They want everything to be uniform just so they can easily port over games. Like, easily, not have to make any adjustments or anything like that. As long as Nintendo continues to go against the grain in terms of making a clone system, third-party developers are going to be like, we don't want to support as much. If you look at the GameCube was easy, same amount of power as like all the other systems, and was probably the easiest to develop outside of the original Xbox. That was pretty much a PC, so that was probably the easiest thing. GameCube was like right behind that. GameCube was very easy to develop for, and PS2 was the hardest, but you couldn't. The PS2 just sold so much, so developers had to support it like crazy. But they supported GameCube a lot. A lot of Western developers did because it was easy to port their games over than what they're doing on the PC and what they're doing on Xbox. With the Switch, like I've said many times before, there's going to be developers that just don't want to. It's like, well, or it just can't. Like, look, this uses the top of the line. Like this game chugs on the Xbox, the base Xbox. How are we gonna get this thing to run properly? That's not crap on the Switch, you know. So there's even some developers run into that without having to hire another external studio. Some developers don't want to spend the money on that. They'll just do what they want to do, you know. I always relate it to this. Like, I could have every single video in 4K if I really wanted to, guys. I can sit there. I can get a brand new rig. I can get the best end, highest end graphics card for you guys. I could get the highest end monitor. I can get everything if I really wanted to and get everything in 4K for you guys. All videos, everything in 4K. But I don't want to. That's a ton of work. And like, I don't think that we need to sit there and like delay content, have delays, and spend that amount of money in order for me to get all that work done, to have everything in 4K. I don't want to. I don't want to do the work to do that. So I think it's, I'm not saying that's the same thing, but I'm just saying it's like that. Some developers don't want to do all that to get their game on Switch when it's not needed, when they can still be profitable and still do good without their game being on Switch. So, I mean, I think that's the reality that a lot of Switch fans need to understand. So, yeah. But good question, though, Matthew Campos. Good question. All right, let's see here. Other than install base, is Switch having Unreal Engine 4 the reason it does better than Wii U for third parties? The architecture in general, I don't necessarily think it's just Unreal Engine by itself. I think that that's obviously a big help, yes. But the architecture itself is ARM, not PowerPC. PowerPC is outdated, kind of old. It's not like bad to develop for, but it's just old. Whereas ARM and is what they're already using for like mobile and stuff like that. So it's Integra. The architecture with Integra is the same as PCs, so it makes things easier. But it's still the configuration is still an issue for some. All I want from Activision after Crash Team Racing is Spyro. After that, I don't care what they do. Well, I think you're gonna get your wish. But we can still port beg for it, right? You guys are free to port beg for whatever you want. It uses PowerPC, so it uses the same architecture. But yeah, it's actually a way more powerful. The Wii U is a lot more powerful than the GameCube, though. But it does use the same architecture. Yeah, PowerPC. Let's see here. Let me go. Switch is selling great digitally. So okay, hold up. I think I already read that. Let's see here. New sub. You do a great job on your live streams. Thank you, Jimmy Hayes. What's up, man? How's it going? When did you subscribe? Shout outs if you did. I don't know why it didn't pop up, but maybe you're a newer sub that you subscribed a bit ago. But thank you. I do appreciate that you're enjoying the live streams, and I appreciate that you subscribe to the Elite Ninja Villager Player Essence. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, my man. All right. If anyone still port begs with the current state and vast library of games on the Switch, then those port begging have no lives. You know, I wouldn't go that far. There's always people that want something. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, you guys are free to port beg all you want to. Actually, port begging, and like I said, for me, I mean, you can port beg, but port begging isn't going to get you what you want. That's the thing that I realized, is that you can port beg all day and night, and that's not going to get you what you want. You know, the biggest thing that anybody can do is you just play your games. Whatever comes, you know, go out there, support the big third-party games that come, and if a developer sees that there's a business opportunity, they'll do it. If they don't, then they don't. You know, we can't force anybody to do anything. If a developer doesn't want to make a game on the system, then they don't. You know, that's pretty much what it comes down to. I'm not port begging for anything. Neither am I. But I mean, you guys are all free to do it. You guys are all free to do it. How did Mario Kart 8 Deluxe do for the month of April? It got 12th. It got 12th. Between Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think they combined both of them. They combined the Wii U version with the Switch version. But I don't think the Wii U version really does anything, though, much. Greggy Waggy says, how do these sales numbers work with systems that are upgraded like PS4 and PS4 Pro all count towards PS4 sales? Yes, sir. All of the different models, like PS4, PS4 Pro, all of that are combined into one. Japan, they separate them. To where you can kind of see PS4 did this, PS4 Pro did this, but then people just put them together. But yeah, they combine all the Xbox and everything together. They combine all the different, you know, once the new Switch comes out, they're going to combine the new Switch with the old Switch. However, they might make a bullet point like, hey, the new model Switch sold this, you know. Alonzo Vine says, I agree with you. Even if Nintendo did make a clone system, that still doesn't guarantee they'll get everything. Here's you guys want to know something fun? Here's an interesting point that I can bring up to you guys. If Nintendo made an exact clone system, so let's say the PS5 comes out and Nintendo made a system that was literally identical, which would be difficult because that means you'd have to steal Sony's R&D plans. You'd have to know what they're doing beforehand because you have to make it in conjunction. Or what you can do is you can wait till they release their system. You can take their system, bust it open, and then tell your R&D to copy this. So you can do that, but some of it might be patented or not, so you can get in trouble for that. But let's just say that they made a replica type of system. If they did that and it was literally identical to the PS5, they would probably get everything the PS5 gets. Unless there was crazy, like, taxes or crazy royalties that they'd have to pay on putting their games on the eShop or whatever, or there was like some type of weird thing to where eShop doesn't work as well or something like that, or just something. But if they made it literally, the system needs to be identical though. It needs to be identical to whatever. It would probably just get the same things, to be honest. If they made a system that was identical. We're not talking about similar, like the Xbox One to PS4. I'm talking about identical. But that's never going to happen. Like, they're never going to make a system that's identical, you know? Well, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't they be too late if they wait for the PS5 launch? Well, they would have to. Like I said, unless you have some type of insider, which is against the law, you know, to be stealing secrets from a company, from a Fortune 500 company, or from a big business like that, a multi-billion-dollar business, or whatever the case. Like, you can't do that. You can't have spies looking into their R&D and stuff like that. So unless you know what it is beforehand, that's the only way that you can build it in conjunction. So yeah, if they waited all the way to this point, or till when the PS5 launches, that's not a good idea. You know, because then you'd have to sit there and say, okay, this is what we're going to copy, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, what they did before, Microsoft and Sony, they worked with third-party developers. Hey, what type of system are you going to make? What type of system? Okay, this is what we want. This is what we want. And they both, I think they both facilitated information, not everything, but to each other to make sure that the systems were damn near identical. I think that's pretty much what happened with the Xbox One and the PS4. Why these two systems are so similar. Although PS4 has a little bit of extra sauce in it, base PS4 at least, and obviously the Xbox One X is a completely different type of beast, right? How will NPDs work once streaming starts? That's interesting. We'll have to wait and see how it works. Does wanting Xenoblade Chronicles X count as port begging? No, that doesn't count as port begging. Let's see here. I kind of like Nintendo, the state of making systems they are currently doing. It's different and creates trends as compared to Sony, who tends to copy Nintendo's ideas. Well, I mean, sometimes they'll copy. Sony's business structure is actually brilliant because they make basically a base system that's pretty much going to be, you know, like, it's not going to have anything too crazy to where people are going to be turned off by it. The last time they did that was like the freaking PS3, and the PS3 still ended up selling, you know, 88 million plus. So good, right? So I think Sony plays it safe, which is fine. I mean, even if you look at what they're doing with the PS5, they're touting fast load times. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're touting. They're touting fast load times, you know, which has been available forever with, you know, HUDs, or even with the Switch. Like, Switch, many games load faster on Switch than it does on PS4, like Sonic Team Racing and stuff like that. Many of the games that are like crossed over load faster on Switch because it uses the flash memory if you're running off of that. Which is fast, and it uses cartridges. So if you're running off of cartridge speed, that's also fast too. So, you know, they're doing stuff like that. And basically, they play it safe, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. This is a big business. You don't want to make the mistakes, you know. Nintendo is a lot more rebellious. Nintendo is definitely freaking Rebels Guard, dude. Like, they're rebellious. They sit there and they change things up, and developers don't like that crap, man. Like, a lot of developers don't like it. Now, Japanese developers like it because they know that they can sell their games portable, Japan, and all that. But a lot of Japanese developers are trying to break into the American market, you know, with stuff. So, so yeah, they want to see a little bit more uniformity as well, you know. So yeah. Shout outs to Jump Mom with another $1 donation. And this is the second donation of the stream with $1. So him, the top stream ninjas are Jumpmon and Hentai Lover. And he says, can you play Tiny Arena from Crash Team Racing? Absolutely. Let's get your name up here first. Okay, Jumpmon, thank you so much for the donation, the $1 donation. And we'll get your name up here. Thank you for the support. And yeah, we will play, let's see here. You said Tiny Arena from Crash Team Racing. All right, you guys got to let me know how it sounds as soon as it starts up. Okay, guys. Let me know how it sounds. All right. Lone Gansel says, do you think we're reaching a saturation point with indie games? Okay, that's a random question. Hold on to the random questions, Lone Gansel, till the end, and I can answer those. We're talking more about NPD and stuff like that. Didn't Nintendo get feedback from third parties when developing the Switch? They did, but they kind of did it in their own way. I think third-party developers, they wanted a more uniform architecture ARM. They wanted more things, but they were hoping probably that Nintendo would make like a clone box, you know, of PS4, Xbox One. But yeah, they did, and Nintendo did do that. They threw away, they wanted them to throw away PowerPC. They threw away PowerPC. They wanted Nintendo to make, you know, more architecture that they were similar to. Tegra, that's something that they're similar to. That's a Tegra architecture, Tegra X1, mobile ARM. Like, developers know how to develop on that. But it's still not the same exact thing in terms of configuration and power as PS4 and Xbox One, and it's still not x86. You still have to change configurations when it comes to certain things with ARM compared to x86. The reason why they don't play it safe is because they're dedicated home consoles and they constantly decline except the Wii. They have to think outside the box. The problem too with that line of thinking is that Nintendo, yeah, their dedicated home consoles were in a constant, you know, decline. But I think that if they would have stayed the course, let's just say they would have stayed the course, like, and they made like a GameCube 2 with the Wii, and they made it an HD system, and it had third-party support, and it had that. I think that while it wouldn't have been as successful as the Wii, I think it would have righted the course a little bit. Because if you look at what the Wii did, right? Let's just say they decided to make like Mario Galaxy on the Wii. I think part of it was because obviously the GameCube, Super Mario Sunshine didn't impress people as much as Mario 64. And I think Galaxy still would have impressed people. And if they would have had it at a lower price than the PS4 and the Xbox, or sorry, than the PS3 and the Xbox 360, I think that it probably could have sold like a nice, like, I think it would have went up. I think it would have went up more than what the GameCube sold. Because if they would have had Mario Galaxy, they would have had all these different games that they released on the Wii, you know, and imagine if they said, okay, well, we're going to make, you know, imagine like Path of Radiance, right? Or what was the Wii one? Radiant Dawn. Imagine Radiant Dawn with HD graphics, you know, and them actually focusing on that. Like they focused on graphics with the GameCube. I think it would have been a bit different. Like I said, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as successful as the Wii. It would have been far less successful. I think it would have sold maybe about half of what the Wii sold. But I still think that it would have done better than what the GameCube did. It would have done better than what the Wii U did. It would have done better than what the N64 did. However, like I said, would it have been better than the Xbox 360 or the PS3? Probably not. But would it have been better than what they did before and maybe get up to where Super Nintendo was? Yes, I think so. If they went the course of GameCube 2, you know, I think it would have done better. And if they would have included the features that were on other systems, right? So it had, like, let's just say they say, okay, we're going to actually make better online play. We're going to actually do different things here with that, with the features of the system. So let's just say they kind of went a little bit more for the core gamer. I think they would have sold at least 45 to 50 something million in that range. So with Galaxy, with Xenoblade, with Fire Emblem, with all those games would have been way, like all their hardcore games that were on the Wii. Imagine, not all of them, because some of them were made because of the success of the Wii, but imagine a lot of Nintendo's first-party games from the Wii era, but like with nice HD visuals. You know, that I think it would have been a different type of thing. You know, but you never know, right? That's just me guessing. Like I said, I don't think it would have been as successful as the Xbox 360. Maybe not as much as the PS3. But you never know, man. You never know. The PS3 had that huge price. Imagine if Nintendo came out with an HD system, you know, that was about as capable as the Xbox 360, okay? And it was, instead of the Xbox 360 was, I think it was $399 and $299. Imagine Nintendo put out a system at $250, HD system $250, not quite as capable as the other systems, but right there, HD. I think that would have been a system that people pick up, man. That would have been good. You said the problem with Nintendo's not a tech company. They still don't have the infrastructure online on Sony and Microsoft. Exactly. That would have been the issue, right? That would be the big issue, would be the structure, the online structure of Microsoft and Sony, which they wouldn't have had back then, you know? But I still think that it would have sold at least for about 45 to 50 million if they did that. And it was at a good price, right? If it was, you know, you got a $600 PS3, you got a $400 to $300 Xbox, but then you got a GameCube 2, you know, we'll just call it that. GameCube HD or GameCube 2 for $250. I think it would have done okay. I think it would have done okay. Is it copywritten? What? Crash? Nah. What, you want me to play it again? It was kind of short. We'll play it again. Can you guys hear the music? Let's see here. This may be off topic, but I feel it's related. I believe the lack of virtual consoles is why many third-party games and indie games are being purchased and developed by Switch more than ever. Yeah, I think that's the case too. I think it kind of falls into the topic, right? We're talking about like games and stuff like that, in terms of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Virtual console is a third-party killer for Nintendo, to be honest, man. Like if you have options for old school AAA third or virtual console games, people just don't buy as many regular games. I think that can be proven. There has to be data. There has to be data about that. I don't think Nintendo wouldn't do a virtual console any other reason why they wouldn't, you know? So yeah. Okay, we agree to disagree. Wait, what are you talking about? I agreed with you. I agree with you that Nintendo's not a tech company. They don't have the infrastructure like Sony and Microsoft. I agreed with you they don't have that. What are you talking about? I agree with you on that point. Let's see here. Some dude says, I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit happy that Nintendo doesn't. Okay, hold up. No, I didn't read this. Okay, so let me see here. Some dude says, I'm going to be honest I'm a bit happy that Nintendo doesn't cater to developers with regards to hardware. Do we really need another PS4 or Xbox One? Third-party games are nice though. No, we don't need another we don't need another PS4 or Xbox One. That's exactly the reason why Google's not making a PS4 or Xbox One. They're making cloud stuff because I don't know if the industry needs, 3 or 4 boxes that all do the same thing. It's the same reason why Steam boxes aren't. Nobody's buying Steam boxes. We don't need another box, even though Steam box is everything, right? You get Steam, you get all the third-party games, everything's cheaper. Steam boxes should be doing crazy, right? No, they're not. We don't need another box out there that's just a PC in a box, and everybody was talking about how Steam boxes are going to be like the next big thing, back in like 2013, 2014. But I think the industry has shown that we just don't need. Consumers have shown that we don't need 3 or 4 systems on the market that all are literally the same exact thing. Now, unfortunately, Nintendo's this. I want to say they're the sacrificial lamb in this case, but they're the person that's saying we're going to try something different just because we know that there's a market for it. And they struck gold with the Wii. They struck gold. They struck gold with the DS. People were saying that the DS was stupid back when it first was released, right? They struck gold with the Switch. So more often than not, when they went over from the power to weird type of systems that do things differently, they've swung and missed a couple times. They missed with the Wii U. Actually, that's really just it. They just missed with the Wii U since I would say like the Iwata era. Sorry, the former president, the late president Satoru Iwata. Since his era, they really only missed on the Wii U. Everything else, since they've been doing things differently, has been pretty good. 3DS, that's a success, right? Wii was a success. Switch was a success. So pretty much everything in that from that point on has been good with their weird ideas. They just had one big miss with the Wii U. So they didn't miss with the 3DS. The 3DS has sold nearly 80 million systems and sold tons of hardware. What are you talking? It's been ridiculously profitable for them. How did they miss with the 3DS? Please explain. The rumored Xbox 2 could be the last hardware that we see from Xbox. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I want to know how the 3DS missed. You said that I'm talking about in terms of overall sales. I'm not talking about the initial sales. I'm talking about where it's at right now at this point. Was the GameCube a hit? No, the GameCube wasn't a hit. I think Suzumiya meant like they missed at the beginning, but then they recovered. But we're not talking about like they missed like in certain parts. Like, oh, they missed at one point, then they missed. Okay, then they're doing. I'm talking about how is it right now? When it's all said and done, how was the system? When it's all said and done, the Wii U was a miss. When it was all said and done, the GameCube was a miss. But when it's all said and done, obviously the 3DS is not a miss. That was a successful system. That's not the point. Wasn't segmented misses or not. The point was when it's all said and done, how's the system going to do? And obviously, it's not a miss. Even before Pokemon X and Y, the 3DS was doing well. The only time that the 3DS was not doing well was the beginning in 2011. Up until that point, once Mario Kart 7, Dream Drop Distance, and Super Mario 3D Land came out, and they dropped the price. The 3DS completely changed. It completely turned around. So late 2011 is when the 3DS started to make its turnaround to be successful. It wasn't Pokemon X and Y. It wasn't until then, because at the end of 2011, the 3DS did really well with those games. Mario Kart and Kingdom Hearts and Super Mario 3D Land completely changed things. Everybody was buying 3DSs at that point. Like, it boosted sales quite a bit. So the end of 2011, that's when things turned around, and it never really looked back after that. Then things were smooth sailing from there. So I remember one guy saying that Nintendo should ditch handhelds and stick with consoles, despite the fact that the handhelds have made more money for them. Yeah. The handhelds have always done better for Nintendo than consoles. I mean, the original Game Boy, all of them, man. I mean, everything's been DS, Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy, out of all the systems, the Game Boy Advance is the nuttiest, because that system sold so much in such a small amount of time. The DS pretty much did just about as well. So the DS is obviously the top dog. I think the DS is Nintendo's most it's their most nuttiest system ever in terms of sales and features and what they wanted to do at the time. It's the DS is crazy, but the Game Boy Advance, like, that system, man, like, considering that they tried to model it after, like, looking like the GameCube, so that can help out with the GameCube sales, and, like, people just weren't buying the GameCube, and people were just like, yo, no, I need the Nintendo, or the Game Boy Advance. I need the Game Boy Advance. Like, everybody had a damn Game Boy Advance back in the day, man. Like, Game Boy Advance was so popular. I think a lot of you guys are kids, so a lot of you guys don't remember the Game Boy Advance heydays, because if you're in your teens, then you don't remember the Game. You were a baby when Game Boy Advance came out, or even if you're in your early 20s, you were a baby when Game Boy Advance was actually popular. But man, I can tell you something right now. You would not go to Toys R Us. You could not go to class. Somebody was always playing a Game Boy Advance, man. Like, kids were just playing that like crazy. The Pokemon games on there, like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, all the Mario games that they re-released on there, the Super Mario Circuit, all of that stuff was just so popular, man. OJ is 45. Yeah, I'm 45 and a half. Does he mean that the 3DS is the lowest selling handheld? That's not what he means, because he didn't say that. But even if he did mean that, it doesn't matter. Like, the 3DS and the Game Boy Advance are very similar when it comes to sales. And the 3DS isn't done, so no matter what anybody says, it's not a miss. It's not a miss at all. So, I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Color too. Everyone was buying 2DSs when X and Y was released. They launched around the same time. Nintendo 2DS significantly helped the sales of the entire 3DS line. The 2DS was only $80 to $100. I think the 2DS XL, that's really what boosted things even more, because I think the 2DS XL sold more than the regular 2DS. I had a GBA as a kid. I didn't get a DS until I got my 3DS in 2012. Okay, my first GBA game was when I was like 3, and I'm 20, and I'm still have it. Yeah, so I mean, you were barely old enough to even know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, GBA was so popular back in the day, man. So popular back in the day. Everybody had one of those things. I had one. I used to play on the GBA. I used to play Metroid Fusion. That, to me, that was my game on the GBA, man. That was my game. Absolutely loved that game, Metroid Fusion, because it was just like the perfect portable experience. Like, you just take it, pick it up, play, put it in sleep mode, play. Oh man, it just fit that system so well, man. Fit that system so well. I see. I was 7 when the GBA came out. Didn't get one until you were 10. Okay. Best game on the GBA. Yeah, dude, it's so good. I mean, it's really easy. You know, Metroid Fusion, that's the knock on Metroid Fusion, that it's really easy. But dude, I swear, I'd kill a fake deer for a full remake of Metroid Fusion on the Nintendo Switch, or just a brand new 2D Metroid game in the same vein as Fusion and Super Metroid and Metroid Returns. I think it's time, man. I think that's something that we could see. We could see that at E3. We could see some type of like 2D Metroid game from Mercury Steam, man. That's a prediction that I'm putting out there. That's a prediction. All right, guys. So that was the NPD. I think we talked about a lot of different stuff there. That was fun. That's always fun. Let's talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, shall we? There was a brand new... I think it was on... There was a brand new Venom gameplay video that I wanted. Oh my gosh. Fortnite is collaborating with Michael Jordan with with the Jordan brand. Oh my gosh, this is just nuts. Okay, moving on. This is gone too. They've gone too far. They've gone too far. First, I can't. All right, so I can't. Just imagine Michael Jordan's bald head doing like the Fortnite dances. You know, I think that's what you're gonna just be able to be. You're gonna be able to wear some Air Jordans in Fortnite. You're gonna be able to jump like the moon jumps, and you're gonna be wearing Air Jordans. I can't stand Fortnite anymore, dude. I used to play, but I can't stand that game. It's so gimmicky. It's so gimmicky at this point. It's just it's the most gimmick filled garbage at this point, man. Like, goodness gracious, it's such a gimmicky game. The whole thing is gimmicks. All it is loot boxes, dancing, and gimmicks. Like, that's all that game is at this point. Anyway, all right, so let's move on here. Let's check out this boss fight. We have an exclusive Game Informer has an exclusive gameplay of Venom boss fight in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's just marketing and advertising. It's such a joke, dude. It's such a joke at this point. It's not even a game anymore. It's just marketing and advertising for other crap. It's like there's no value in Fortnite. There's literally no value in that game. And I know that's not a popular opinion or whatever the case is, but there's literally you just do the same thing over and over. There's nothing to the game. Unless you play professionally and you make money off of it, unless you're Ninja or you're somebody who streams it and you make money off of it or something, the game is freaking useless. Like, what do you do? Like, it's just a bunch of advertisements thrown at you over and over. John Wick, all this just trash, Marvel, all this stuff, man. I mean, it's not even a. Okay, I can't. Anyway, let's move on. So let's watch some exclusive gameplay.
Hello and welcome to a new video from Game Informer. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by
Ben Reeves.
We're here to show off a very specific boss fight in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order on the Nintendo Switch.
That's right, we are Venom. Here he is, in his final form.
This is Venom.
That's right.
So this takes place in Chapter 2 of the game. You end up fighting Venom and Electro at the same time.
So the black stuff on the ground is his symbiote, but it's also this tar-like substance that amplifies Electro's attack, so they kind of like work together.
Yeah, and Venom just hangs up on the wall like a coward.
Bigger bosses like this will have to stagger. You can't see the meter on this gameplay video, but once you complete this meter, they will be stunned for a moment, and that's when you want to unleash all your big attacks.
Towards the end of this fight, Venom actually swallows Electro, and then you continue to fight him, obviously.
I love Venom's attack where he bursts out of the ground. He kind of looks like a killer whale.
Oh, wow.
Also, throughout this fight, it's pretty early on in the game. Chapter 2 is devoted to the raft. Nick Fury kind of serves as the tutorial for the early sections of the game, so it's going to be a lot of hearing this guy do his very best Samuel L. Jackson impersonation, kind of guiding you through and giving you hints about how to defeat the boss, stuff like that.
The alarm is doing the job.
Let's get involved now.
Once you defeat Venom here, then you can actually unlock him, and you can actually play as Venom later on in the game. Yeah, so for boss fights in the game that we encountered, there's Nebula, there's Ronan the Accuser, Venom and Electro, and I think that was all that we fought during our time playing the game. What's your guess? Do you think Thanos is going to be the final boss?
I mean, yeah, who else would it be?
Ebony Maw, the cooler guy?
Why don't you marry him?
I will! Thanks for watching this video. You can always subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more Marvel Ultimate Alliance videos coming up in the future. We have a whole month of coverage to roll out on the new game, July 19th.
And we love you.
And
yeah, I made a mistake, guys, with my coverage of the game. I said July 17th. It's actually July 19th, not July 17th. And while the game might look happy, mass sales might look underwhelming graphically, once you get it in your hands and you're playing the game, it's going to be just fine. It's going to run smooth. That's what Marvel Ultimate Alliance is about. It's about the gameplay. It's not about the best looking graphics. Trust me. By the time when you're playing the game with your buddies, if you get the game, I don't think you will, because you're talking about the first. If somebody mentions graphics, the first thing with Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you already know they probably never played the other games. But anyway, regardless of that, once you get the game and actually start playing it, the gameplay takes over. The game is absolutely fantastic in terms of the gameplay. So everything needs to, and the reason, like I said this before, but I guess I can explain it again. The reason why the game looks the way that it looks, they could probably make the game look a lot better. But the thing is that the game needs to run at 60 frames per second, with like potentially hundreds of enemies on screen, with a bunch of flashy special attacks all going, all on one system, okay, all on one switch. and it needs to look. It has to have a decent look. So that's the thing with Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and that's how it's been for every single system. Okay, we're not just talking about Switch. We're talking about PS4 or sorry, PS3, Xbox 360. They've had a baseline look because they always want co-op up to 4 people on one system. You know, that's what they've split screen, or it's not split screen, but all on one screen. 4 people can play no matter what. There's a baseline it looks, how good it looks, and how good it runs. They don't want dips. They don't want stuff kind of being jank all over the place. So that's the reason why the games have never been graphically like the best looking game. Like I said, compare X-Men Legends to Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. It's not even close. Resident Evil 4 crushes it. You know what I'm saying? Resident Evil 4 absolutely crushes the graphics in X-Men Legends on the GameCube. So you look at, let's take PS3. Look at Killzone on PS3, then look at Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 on PS3. It's not even close. Look at the Xbox 360. Look at Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the Xbox 360, then look at Gears of War. Gears of War crushes it. So, I mean, there's always going to be games on the system that look way better than Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This is not just like a Switch thing, or it's not just like anything that's unique to this. This is just how the games have always been on every single system it's been, even systems that are the most powerful systems, you know? So yeah, that's basically what it is. Like I said, I'm not trying to say here and make excuses for like Switch or anything like that. If this game was on PS4 and Xbox One, it'd be a slightly shinier version of what you're seeing right now. It's never one of the graphics powerhouse games. It's just never that. But anyway, the art style is way better than previous ones in my opinion. It reminds me of the comic books, to be honest. What the biggest surprise is that it's exclusive, also 60 frames per second. If they add Link and Samus, I might cop. Dude, you should cop even if they don't add Link and Samus. I think it's a cop even if they don't, because it has online multiplayer. It's just a ton of fun. Here's the reason why Marvel Ultimate Alliance is really dope, dude. You get to play as a bunch of Marvel. You don't like Marvel? I don't think you need Link and Samus in order to cop this. This is a cop to me without Link and Samus. And let me give you guys the reasons why it's a cop without Link and Samus. It's a isometric, or more like 3D action 2D, like old school 2D style beat 'em up. So if you played like Final Fight, Fatal Fury, Streets of Rage, it's just like that, but it's like that but advanced, but with Marvel characters. That's freaking dope, where you can upgrade your skill tree. It's not just like you just punch, you just press the button. There's actually skills involved. There's actually depth with the game. There's advanced skill trees for each character. It's not, oh, I can do like, it's not like Starlink Battle for Atlas, where like you have like this little skill tree. There's like one thing that you can go here, then one thing here. It's like a fat skill tree, dude, with a bunch of different stuff. And they're not showing it, but there's a bunch of numbers popping up on screen. There's like a lot of RPG stuff going on behind the scenes. It's actually a super dope and in-depth game that has a lot of variety to it with each different hero. Like it's not it's not a cut and dry type of game. So that's why I think it's a cop even without Link and Samus. I don't think it needs Link and Samus for it to be a cop. Let's see, I'm definitely copying it, but do I have to play the previous games before this one? Hell no. The games all have their own story. Even like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, you don't have to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 in order to do that. Like X-Men Legends, you don't have to play it like to play the 2 X-Men Legends games, like Rise of the Apocalypse. You don't have to play the beginning one. You know, you can just play the games, and they're always just fun. There's, how many games are there in this series? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 games. This is the 5th game in this line of games, and you don't. I've played all 5 I've played all 4 and I've beaten all 4. I don't remember like the stories in any of them just because the stories are whatever, but I've never felt the need to actually have to play like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. I didn't really need that. I had to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 beforehand. It's just, they all have individual stories and everything. OJ, I love Marvel. Definitely going to get it. Yeah, it's a cop because of the gameplay, you know, more so than anything. Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is definitely not a mindless mashup hack and slash type of games. I'm pretty co-op coordination is needed, playing defense and dodge and coordinate attacks, yeah, and enemy attack patterns. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. Like, if you play the game on normal, yeah, like, you can just press buttons, you can have fun, you know, all that. But what I suggest is that you you go online, or you get, like, some buddies together, and you play the game. And I'm so happy that I have my village here, because when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 came out, I didn't really have anybody to play the game with. I had my roommate George, but he didn't even like the game. He's like, Dad, this game's stupid, and like he like stopped playing. So I had nobody to play it with. So I beat it by myself, and it was not fun, you know. But that game wasn't that good. However, like playing the game with my brother, me and my brother were really into it. We put on the harder difficulty. It was freaking dope. It was hard. We had to pick our certain, you know, skills to work together. That's when this game gets really fun. So we can play, like, you guys can play with me when it comes to the game, and it's a lot of fun. Like, it's a ton of fun, and that it's not mindless. You have to really pick the right powers of people that work together. You kind of saw it in that boss battle right there. They're getting kind of, you know, Venom was kind of coming out and attacking, and that's really what sets this game apart. Is like the boss battles can be very tough. The boss battles can be very tough on the hard difficulty. So I think that's the big things that you play it on hard, and it is definitely there. And Team Ninja's making this one. This is the developers behind Ninja Gaiden, guys. This is Ninja Gaiden, so you know there's going to be some difficulty in this one. You know it's going to be there. All right. Jeffrey Burns says, do you know if it will have connected play where two people with their own Switch can play together? Yeah. No, look, here's the thing, guys. This is what's cool about this game. You can have two people you can have up to 4 people all have their own game and play it like on the Switch. So if you have your own game, you can do that. Or you can have 2 people or up to 4 people on one Switch play the game. You know, so you can have 4 Switches, 4 games and play it. You can have 2 Switches, play it, 3 Switches, whatever the case is. Or you can play everybody on one Switch, you know, like, so you can like count like local couch co-op. Like it's great for that. Me and my brother beat the first one like that. And it was, we just ran through the whole game in one day. Like, I think we got into an argument and like we weren't really seeing eye to eye on things. And then like the game brought us together. And I always will remember that because like we were like kind of like bickering at each other. And then I was like, hey man, you want to play the game? I'm like, I need some help. Cause like I was playing the game on hard and I was getting my butt kicked. And like we played it and I think we played it for about a good 13 hours and beat the game straight. And we went back and we got all the different endings because there's certain side quests that you have to do. If you don't do all the side quests, you'll get a bad ending. Because like each character, at least in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, each character has a good and a bad ending. Like they have like a cutscene, right? And if you don't do everything, then you can get a bad ending. Although there's one character I forgot who has a bad ending no matter what. But that's kind of how it was. I've been really getting into Marvel stuff lately, so the game is a cop for me. Plus, it looks crazy fun. I expect Ninja Gaiden black levels of difficulty. Yeah, you got to put it on the harder difficulty though, because Marvel doesn't want their games to be too easy to where people can't, like kids can't play it. So if I were you, like don't even put it on normal. Just put it on hard. But I highly suggest playing with like with like a friend or going online doing co-op because it is very difficult. If it's like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 and 1, it'd be very difficult to beat the game by yourself on hard. Although it's possible. I've done it before. So. Let's see. Me and my brother did the same thing playing. Yeah, I have an older brother. I'm the youngest. I have 2 older sisters and an older brother. So yeah. But I'm 45, so my brother's like 76. He's a super older brother than me. Let's see here. The Hands the Third says, I remember playing the first Alliance by myself, not thinking it was anything special. Went back with a friend and instantly becomes a better game. Yeah, it's much better co-op. It's by yourself. It's not fun because you can't combine powers. You can't combine powers by yourself. And like they don't make AI, which I think is a tactical move to get somebody else to buy the game or you to play co-op. But they don't do AI in the game to where like you could have like an AI Wolverine or AI something running around, which I wish that they kind of did, just so if you don't feel like playing with other people, then you don't have to. But they do include online multiplayer in there. They do have tools for you to play with other people. So it's not like it's impossible, to find people to play with. Although I don't think the Wii version had online. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the 360 had it though. Maybe. I don't remember exactly. Either way, I played it local co-op. Me and my friend A-Train played it local too. We beat the game local as well. So yeah, it's a great game. Like I said, it's underwhelming graphically, which I understand. But like I said, they need to make sure that it runs 60 frames with all the effects because there's going to be levels that are areas that are pretty big. You're going to have tons of enemies on screen. You're going to have a bunch of all 4 people doing all sorts of attacks. There's all sorts of particles and stuff exploding. Like they gotta make sure that everything runs smooth, The 45 is a running joke. It is a running joke, I guess. Dorkman says, I always play by myself, but I'll try it. Yeah, it's nice. Not into Marvel beat 'em ups, but you guys are making me want to buy it. It seems cool. Well, Marvel doesn't do a lot of beat 'em ups, do they? So I mean, like, what else? What else does Marvel do that's like beat 'em ups? I mean, I guess you're not into beat 'em ups in general, but this is an action. To be honest, guys, the classification for this game is it's an action RPG. It is an action RPG. That's what this game is. It's not a beat 'em up in the set. I know I said Final Fight and all that, but it's way more advanced than that because Final Fight and all that, they have like a few different special moves. Like this is an action RPG. This is what Marvel Ultimate Alliance is. It's an action RPG. I want to make sure that I stress that. I probably need to make another video on what Marvel Ultimate Alliance actually is. You know, it is not a stale beat 'em up with a few different moves like Double Dragon or anything like. It's not like a Double Dragon. It's not like a Final Fight in terms of how it operates. It's something completely different. There's actually there's really nothing else like it outside of Diablo. Diablo is the game that I think, and other indie games, Diablo is the game that it most represents. It's like Diablo, but with Marvel characters, you know? So that's probably what it most represents, is Diablo with Marvel characters. So think about all the depth that Diablo has, right? And think of that, but now with a bunch of cool, like, instead of just generic looking characters like Monk and, you know, whatever that Diablo has, all the other stuff, which Diablo's dope, by the way. Think it's like Wolverine, and it's like Spider-Man, and it's like freaking Miles Morales, and it's like a bunch of characters that you know what I'm saying? I like all the characters they include in the games too. Well, yeah, it's Marvel, so it's great. Yeah, it's Marvel's Diablo, exactly. It's like it's Marvel's Diablo. So for consoles too, because back in the day, Diablo didn't come out for consoles. So when these games were popular, there was no Diablo for consoles. Diablo, the first time that game ever came out on consoles was Diablo 3 for the PS3 and 360, and that was I think that was a year or two after it came out on the PC. So back when these games were actually popular, the games were already dead. By the time that Diablo even came out on consoles, these games were already dead, right? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 came out, I think, in 2008. So by the time that Diablo 3 was even around on consoles, these games were long. These games have been dead for years. You know what I'm saying? So this was the consoles version of Diablo. You wanted an RPG experience like that, isometric 3D action RPG. You couldn't get that beforehand, you know? So yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom. Oh, that's a fighting game though. That's different. Yo, shout outs, Ryan. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Ty says Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was a grab since day one. It was announced. People are just mad because it was exclusive how the art style changed, but no one thanks Nintendo for arriving at a great IP. Yeah, I think the art style looks better. I don't know why some people are saying that the art style is not like as good or something, but yeah, I think the art style looks better, in my opinion. So yeah, I think it actually looks better. But that's just me. I think some people be. Oh, Diablo 1 was on PS1. Was it really? I didn't know that. Diablo 1 was on PS1? I did not know that. Okay. Well, not a lot of people play. I don't think that was a very popular game, because then Diablo 2 didn't come to PS1 or PS2 or anything else. So, there you go. I did not know Diablo 1 was on PS1 though. Did not know that. Let me check out Diablo 1 on PS1. My mistake. Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, this looks like crap. Was it pretty good? Ooh, these loading screens, though. Ooh, wee! Oh, baby. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. There's way less enemies on screen, though, right? In the PC version. I think this would have been dope to play back in the day. This is old school, Charity. Look at the way that he's walking. Look at this dude's walk, dude. He's not even moving his thighs, but he's moving his leg. He's moving his feet, but his thighs aren't moving. Oh, he's gonna get body, dude. This guy's about to get body. He's like, I'm out. This dude's walking like Dexter's mom from Dexter's Lab. He's walking like Dexter's mom. You know how Dexter's mom be walking? There's people like that. Oh my gosh, dude. Yo, shout out to Philip, man. Thank you for letting me know. But I had no idea about this. Yeah, this is Diablo 1 on the PS1. This guy been doing that shuffle, bruh. Wow, what an interesting looking game. I'm surprised they even got this on the PS1 running like this. That's pretty much what it's. No, you got it right, Charity. You got it right. I would have liked this as a kid. I think I would have been like, yo, this is cool. There's co-op? Oh my gosh, there's co-op? How does it run? What's the frame rate like? Is there even a frame rate in the game? That's loading screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, 16 seconds from one screen to another. Okay, not too bad. There's a lot of games that take longer than 16 seconds to load. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. Good stuff, Philip. I didn't know about this game. I need to check it out one of these days and play it. So the co-op doesn't run too bad. All right, guys. So we're at an hour 32. Time flies by when you're having fun, right? So we're at an hour 32. Go ahead and ask me random questions. If you guys have thoughts, comments, questions, suggestions, whatever the case is, feel free to drop my name in the chat at @PlayerSense, #PlayerSense. I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you guys. So feel free. Feel free. John Duggan says, I remember playing it about a year ago and remembering the controls were very stiff. Yeah, the controls look stiff. They look stiff. I wish I got to play this as a kid. Me too. I wish I could have played this as a kid. I mean, I didn't have a PlayStation as a kid, you know, so I spent a lot of summers not having any games to play because I would just download ROMs and I would just play those. But I would beat all of them, and ROMs took a long time to download. So yeah, it is what it is. Are the Warriors unstoppable? LOL. Are the Warriors unstoppable? Dude, the Warriors are nobody's gonna beat the Warriors. Although the only team that can actually beat the Warriors is the Bucks. The Bucks have a shot, but even then, that would be tough for the Bucks to win. That'd be very tough. But I don't know if they have anybody that can stop, you know, the Giannis on the team. But that's gonna be. I don't think the Warriors are gonna win another title. They're gonna win their 4th title in the 5 years. And I think they're gonna win the title next year too. So they're gonna win 5 titles in 6 years, and I think they can even potentially win it even the year after that. I think Steph, Clay, and Draymond even got another good 3 years in them to win another title. So yeah, I think they can win it. I think they can win it for the next 3 years. So they can actually, like, Steph can actually tie Michael Jordan in terms of championships. Let's say, do I sense a Diablo 1 stream in the future? Probably not. OJ, screw that. Marvel's Alliance 3. Let's get Diablo 1 on the PS1 on Switch instead. Yeah, there you go. Raptors won and now it's tied 2-2. Yeah, but I think that the Bucks match up against the Bucks match up better against the Golden State Warriors than the Raptors do. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Denver Nuggets match up better against the Golden State Warriors than the Portland Trailblazers do. I think the Denver Nuggets would have actually won a game if they made it, but I don't. It's just Kawhi on the Raptors. The Raptors are being carried by Kawhi, you know, and I think that the Bucks have a better opportunity to beat Golden State. But I don't think it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Golden State's gonna win another title. They're too good. Yo, I don't know if you care, but SNK World YouTube confirmed King of Fighters 15 is being developed on Unreal Engine 4. Okay, there you go. I don't really care too much, but that's great to know. Do you know if Astral Chain is going to be open world? Yeah, I do know. It's not going to be open world. It's going to be, they haven't confirmed it one way or another, but it's not going to be. It's going to be like open area, not open world though. think of like Bayonetta-ish, I would say, at times. But no. Why don't we have the new PS Online? What do you mean? Why don't we have what's new PS? I don't know what that means. Katana Rico says, "Did you ever play this old game called Spooky Castle? It was a Windows 95 game. I don't think so." VC says, "Shakedown Hawaii got a new update and it adds a lot of extra content, additional touches to the game to improve it, even though it was already great. While Saints Row 3 on Switch still bad after patch." Yeah, well, Saints Row 3 is a full 3D game that's ported over. Shakedown Hawaii is a 16-bit game, so I think obviously they're two different types of games. One of them is an indie game made by one person with 16-bit graphics or whatever. The other one is actually like a full big open world 3D game, you know. Lee Percent says, and by the way, too, Saints Row 3 doesn't run good on doesn't really run the best on any platform, the 360 or the PS3. So the Switch version might be the best running version or near the best running version of the game. So the game doesn't really run that great on any platform that it's on. Still loads faster than Anthem. Yeah, Anthem takes a while. What's your favorite Switch indie game? It's probably SteamWorld Dig 2. Fireblast is okay. I already read that. Some dudes. Okay, I already read that as well. Chief says, "Yo, I don't." Okay, I already read that as well. Kawhi didn't carry them tonight. What did Kawhi have? Let's see. Kawhi's been carrying them the whole playoff series, though. Let's see who carried them tonight. Box score. All right, so Lowry actually had some points. Congrats to him. Lowry's been playing like a freaking bum this whole playoff series. So congrats to him actually showing up for one game. That dude's been playing like a bum. So I mean, let's not sit here and act like Lowry's been doing anything this whole playoff series. He's been playing horrible. And even then, only 25 points.
I'll tell you what, Drake is still.
I'm at the ESPN and you guys can hear the background of that. So let me exit out of there. Shout outs to Toronto though. Princess Lavinity says, this is an off-wall question, but have you ever owned a Whirlpool direct drive washing machine? These new HE high-efficiency machines apparently don't do squat. No, I've never owned one, but yeah, that's definitely an interesting question. I've never been asked about a washing machine. Lakers are rumored that they want Lowry. I don't know. I don't want him. I don't think anybody. Lowry's a bite-sized point guard that makes too much money and shoots too many shots and is really only good during the regular season. I don't want Lowry. I think they want Kyrie, not Lowry. They want Kyrie. He's still a bum. No, and when I mean bum as in he can ball the hell out. He's way better than all of us. Obviously, he can destroy me in one-on-one, and obviously he's a lot more successful, and I get that. I just mean bum when in terms of how he's playing, not that he's an actual bum and what he's doing is bad. Like no shots, no disrespect. Being in the NBA is tough. To make an NBA roster is actually extremely difficult. I think it's easier to make an NFL roster than it is to make an NBA roster, just because NFL is full of stupidity. Basketball, to actually make a basketball roster, you have to actually be good, like really, really, really good, even to make the roster. So I'm not trying to sit here and say that he's bad, but just he's been playing like a bum in these playoffs. And that's what happens when you're tiny and you can't shoot like Steph and Clay. If you're tiny in the NBA, you need to be able to shoot. If you can't shoot, really shoot, you're going to get blocked, you're going to get stuffed, people are going to play harder on you. During the regular season, people don't want to chase your little butt around, you know? People don't want to chase this little dude around during the regular season. They get tired of that, but in the playoffs, people want to they play aggressively. They come up and they're not going to let you get layups like he gets in the regular season. And that's why Kyle Lowry always plays bad, because people are like, during the regular season, they just let this little mouse run around, you know what I'm saying? But during the playoffs, no, they don't let you do that in the playoffs. You got to show talent. You got to make jump shots, and that's the problem with Lowry. And that's why he always shows up small in the playoffs, because he is small. You know, he is short, and NBA is a tall man's game, regardless of what anybody says, unless you can shoot. If you can shoot like Steph and Clay, then obviously it's not a tall man's game. Then it's good for you. But if you can't shoot like them, it's unfortunate. All right, Saints Row is buggy but fun. It's a lower budget game. People expect too much, I think, sometimes. I play 4 on PC all the time. Such a laugh. Yeah, I think people are expecting a little bit too much from the game compared to... I mean, people expect it to run better than what it's running. But at the same time, I mean, you have the option to buy it or not. I mean, but if you play the PS3 or 360 version, you'll kind of realize that it kind of plays like that on those systems too. Maybe even a bit worse. So it is what it is. All right. Any other questions, guys? We got questions for like another 20 minutes. So feel free. It doesn't have to be basketball questions. It can be questions based on other stuff as well. So feel free to ask questions. Princess Lavinity says, speaking of the NBA, who has never won an NBA championship? The Dallas Mavericks won their first title in 2011. I don't think the Toronto Raptors and Memphis Grizzlies, they've never won championships before. Most of the other NBA teams have won. But the Toronto Raptors and Memphis Grizzlies, and I don't think the New Orleans Pelicans, I don't think they've won a championship either. Which I guess they were the Charlotte Hornets beforehand. They haven't won anything. There's probably a couple other franchises that I can't think of, or that slips my mind. The Nuggets haven't won. Didn't the Nuggets win one back when they were like in a different place, like back in the day before they moved to Denver or something like that? Loki G, you're extremely late. My bad. I meant one. Well, most of the NBA teams have won at least one championship. Oh, no, they only made it to one ABA finals. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, they haven't won it then. Never mind. Oninaki is releasing on August 22nd. Oh, we got a release date for Oninaki. And I told you guys, August. I told you guys Oninaki was going to be August. Okay, sweet. Who was that? Tim W? All right. Is that, what's that on, Tim W? Nintendo Everything? Here we go. Oninaki. Oninaki introduces Damon System. Game launches August 22nd in Japan. Oh, in Japan. In Japan. Hopefully that's worldwide. How long is this trailer? Okay. All right. So I'll have a video on this later, guys. Nice. Nice. Let's go. I'm actually really excited for Oninaki, dude. I'm really excited. You guys want to watch the new trailer? I'll do a video on it later. It's about time we get some Oninaki love. Oninaki launches on August 22nd in Japan. The game is planned for a summer release in North America and Europe. So when is it going to be North America? So it's going to be. It has to be very similar to August 22nd, right before Astral Chain, dude. That's 2 big games in August, man. Let's go. All right, let's watch this. Let's watch a little bit of a trailer. A little bit of trailer action here. The game actually looks better. What's up, Walkupe? It comes up before Astral Chain, though.
嬉しい。必要としてくれるのね。悪いけど、戦う限りは容赦しない。
My face is in the way.
悪いけど、戦う限りは容赦しない。
倒しちゃうけど、いいよね。僕の前に出てきたのが運の月だよ。
すべてを貫いてみせましょう。我が槍の切れ味を堪能するがよい。
It's almost like Personas.
力を貸そう。約束だからね。終わらせてやる。せめて苦しまずにいけ。できれば戦いは避けたいのですが、立ちはだかるなら倒すだけです。
Dude, Oninaki looks freaking dope. This game looks a lot more colorful. It looks a lot more fluid. They better not pull this 30 frames per second stuff. What is this video? The story you never. Oh god, Teresa with the 1.4 million. Look, oh my gosh. Anyway, we're not. Oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, that game looks really dope. Oninaki looks really cool. I feel that it's fine. It's a little close to Astral Chain, but it's still before Astral Chain, and I think people are gonna pick it up before before Astral Chain. So I'm excited for it. It's something for us to play before Astral Chain, so I'm down. It's not a full price game. This is probably going to be like a $30, $40 game. So this is not a full price game. So I think people are going to pick this up and Astral Chain. I think it's going to be a little bit of a 1-2 punch. So yeah, man, I'm excited. The dodge looked a little slow. Are we really nitpicking like that? The dodge looked slow? Come on, man. The coloration of the game really pops to me. The dodge looks slow. The game looks a lot more vivid than first perceived it to be. I think that, well, the game isn't done. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they first show a game, a trailer, that doesn't mean it's going to look the same way. Games often get better as they go along. So that's something to realize, guys. Games aren't finished when they first show you the first trailer of the game. The graphics usually get better. Yeah, I think Astral Chain is going to do a lot. I think Astral Chain is going to be a much better game than Oninaki. But at the same time, you know, whatever you're interested in, whatever you're interested in. It better be. Odin Spear was 50. Odin Spear was 50 and definitely not worth it. I think Odin Spear is definitely worth 50. I think Odin Spear is worth 50 because that game's freaking amazing. It's one of the best games that I've ever played. The 2D art and everything. I definitely think it's worth. I'd pay 50 for Odin Spear on the Switch. Like a physical release of Odin Spear on the Switch, I'd pay 50 for it. I think it's worth it. That game's freaking amazing. I'm not answering any more basketball questions, guys. Arash, I'm not answering any more basketball questions. So just yeah, we're done with the basketball questions. TH3 says, I know in comparison that these are rather smaller games compared to Smash or Mario Kart, but what game do you think will sell Switch consoles? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 or Fire Emblem 3 Houses? They both will sell Switch consoles. Both of them combined will sell a lot of Switch consoles. Dragon Quest XI is set for fall. So technically fall would be anything after late September. So if anything, it's going to be at least a month after, about a month, at the earliest a month after these games here. So fall could be September, late September, October, November, but then once you hit late December, that's winter. So it's somewhere late September, October, November, somewhere in those 3 months, or early December, somewhere there. That's what it can be. Is Oninaki just a single player? Yes, it's a single player RPG. Really excited for this year's E3. Last year was a little heavy on Smash. It was fine by me, but this year's hopefully more varied. It was fine by me. I liked it about Smash. I liked it, and there was Dragon Ball FighterZ. There's a bunch of games that Shadow Drop, Fortnite. There's all sorts of stuff. So for me, it was fine. There was also Xenoblade Chronicles 2: Torn of the Golden Country, but I understand that other people were saying, hey, it's a little bit too heavy on Smash. But for me, I wanted all that information. That's just my opinion. But hey, I understand for other people. Prince Lavinia says, there's so much hefty Switch titles to think about where I've lost count. All right, there you go. You got to place Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Zelda Link's Awakening in the fall. Well, fall and winter, you know. I think, not winter extending to next year. I think here's what they do. Dragon Quest XI S comes out probably late September. Wait a minute, hold up. What about Animal Crossing? Okay, I don't know where they're going to place all these games. I got to think about it more. I got to think about it more. Or Legend of Zelda. I think Legend of Zelda could come out. I know they said fall, but I think maybe they delay Dragon Quest to December. Maybe that's a December, and that's still would actually be fall before late December for winter. So maybe they delay that to December, or they put it in December. I think they can do that. Legend of Zelda and Dragon Quest XI S in December. Why is it so expensive for the Fire Emblem Collection Edition on the Switch? Because it's a Collection Edition. Regular games cost $60. Collection Edition costs at least usually $20 or $30 more than the regular edition. I mean, what's the issue here, Arash? They are delaying Town. Town got a 2019 release, so I don't know when. Town could come out, but Town could come out the same month as another game. It really could. Town's not this massive game that you're thinking that it is. You guys, people are thinking Town is like this huge game. It's not. It's just not. So I don't know if they're gonna delay Town. We have to wait and see. VC, you jumped to too many conclusions, dude. You jumped to conclusions very quickly. Just let's wait and see before you start saying that they're going to do stuff. I'm not going to sit here and agree with you when I don't think that's not the case. We haven't gotten a delay yet. And even if they did, who gives a crap if they did? There's too many games anyway. But we have to wait and see where they're gonna slot stuff. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, they're gonna delay it. No, when they delay it, then I'll agree with you. Then oh yeah, then I'll say okay, then it's delayed. But I'm not one to jump to conclusions about things. That's just not how I operate. I've never been that way. Let's see here. There's a lot of great games this year. There's a ton of great games this year. Do you remember Seasons of Heaven? Whatever happened to that game? I think Super Metal Dave did an update with the developers on that game. I think it's still coming, but they're an indie developer, and it's a big title for them, so maybe they're taking their time on polishing it. Let's see here. Game Freak releasing 2 games this year. Wowza. Yeah, 2 games. Actually, 3 games if you count Giga or Alt. If Town actually does come out this year. I'd be surprised if Town returns and it comes out bigger than it is. I mean, I don't think Town is going to be some huge, massive RPG. I think it's going to be a good-sized RPG. But I don't think it's going to be some huge, massive, super huge RPG because it all takes place in one town. It all takes place in one town, you know? Yeah, Jade, you're late. Me is 2017. Give me more games now and give me, hold up, / give me now and give me less games. What are you talking about, Aiden? Me in 2017. Give me more games / me now and give me less games. Oh, okay, well, yeah, because back in 2017, the system just launched. You know, you're trying to get a library going, but now that there's a nice library and a lot of stuff that's kind of filing in, obviously you're like, oh, there's too many games, you know? But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh yeah, we can expect some major must-have NIS game coming probably November. Major must-have NIS game? I don't know. I don't know what they have for this year. Ghost Recon Online. What? I think Season of Heavens might still be coming, guys. I think you just gotta give them some time. We'll have to wait and see. That doesn't mean it's not coming just because they haven't talked about it in 7 or 8 months or whatever the case is. Maybe they're still working on it. Wait for official information. Okay, so PS5 and the new Xbox system will come out 2020. You think? Yeah, probably. Deadlock 7 says, I want to know when they're bringing Divinity Original Sin 2 to the Switch. They confirmed that quite some time ago. Looking forward to that one. Don't sleep on that one, everyone. I've heard very good things about that game. I want to check it out. Is it really a super good game? Grayson Bell says, recently found your channel. Just wanted to say, love your stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Grayson. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Shout outs to Grayson. Thank you for, I guess you subscribed, so thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you like the channel. I'm really glad you like the channel. Is it NIS broke? They're having some money issues right now. But that doesn't mean that their games have been put on hold in terms of development. That doesn't mean that their games, that they're not coming out with anything this year or anything like that. Actually, to be honest, I actually just got a DM from NIS America about the Trails of Cold Steel. So yeah, NIS America just sent me a DM about an event that's going down, showing off Legend of Heroes. So they're still having that game come out. I think that's going to be one of the games that's really going to help them make money. So I'm going to be buying that game full price to help out NIS. And if you want to help out, obviously you can check out their games that they already have. That any bit I guess helps. But if you're interested in their games, but I'm going to be checking out Legend of Heroes. So there you go. DC says, does this mean that we'll get a sale from NIS America on the games eShop, like 50 to 70% off all their games? I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see. Switch is already underpowered. I really don't know how it's going to compete with PS5. Does it need to compete with PS5, or people who want to play? Does PS5 have Nintendo Switch exclusives? Does PS5 have Zelda? Does PS5 have Pokemon? Does PS5 have all those games? The Switch is already underpowered compared to the Xbox One X, yet it still beats it in sales. So if it doesn't, it's already super underpowered compared to the Xbox One X. Why is the Switch doing better than it? Donald Anderson, can you answer that question? Which, like I said, you're not necessarily, if you think that that's the case, but why is the Switch selling more than the Xbox One X when that's way more powerful than the Switch? Heard about the developer involved. This guy is bankrupt or something. They're having some money issues in terms of payments with salaries and stuff. I have a video that I think I'm gonna do, but I'll probably just kind of summarize it in like a PE live tomorrow or something like that. Prince Divinity says, a dormant Nintendo franchise Franchise will be revived at E3, but it'll be one of those left field surprise. It might be an N64 game that never got a proper sequel. Okay. One is NIS America Games. I've never heard of it. Disgaea, stuff with games like that. That's probably their most popular game is Disgaea. It's a strategy RPG. They also helped port over Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana, but that's just the publishing duties. That's not, they didn't develop the game themselves. Or the original developer. Yeah, but third party is going to get more difficult when they're primarily developing for PS5, especially. I didn't ask you, Donald. I said, since you said it's underpowered. So I'm telling you right now, I'm saying the Xbox One X is so much more powerful than the Switch. Why is the Xbox being outsold by it? What's the reason for Nintendo Switch outselling the Xbox and PlayStation 4 at this point? What's the reason, despite those systems being PS4 Pro and Xbox One X being so much more powerful and everybody developing on those systems, the Switch doesn't get a fraction of the third-party games in terms of big major ones that we get, just a few every now and then. Mortal Kombat, Doom, we're already not getting much right now. So I'm asking you what the question is like, how is it doing better right now at this point, despite PS4 and Xbox One getting so many more third-party games? Like, look at all the third-party games that came out this year. Like, look at all of them. Resident Evil, Sekiro, Metro, Rage, Anthem, all these different games that just came out. None of them were on Switch. None of them. So we already have pretty much none of them being on Switch, right? So I'm asking you a question. How did this Switch continue to sell despite it being way more underpowered compared to these systems and it not getting any of those games that I just mentioned that have been selling? Grand Theft Auto is not on the system still, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the NPD top games are not on the system. So how is the Switch? That's the question that I'm asking you. Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't on the system. There's just so many games that's not. So you're sitting here and saying, oh, well, when they start developing for the PS5, Switch isn't gonna get it. It's not gonna get third-party games, but it's not getting them down. And it's still doing well. So explain to me how. Explain to me why that's the case now, but when PS5 comes out, when they have to start over and Switch already has a bigger install base, why is it that things are somehow going to get worse when it's already third-party wise? They don't really get much now. We get a game or two every now and then. So explain to me that way. That's what I want to know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to, disagree. I just want to know where the logic is right now, because you're talking about developers making games, particularly for PlayStation 5, and nothing coming to Switch. Okay, fine. But that's kind of how it is right now. That's kind of how it is right now. If you're talking about Western developers, they don't really make much. There's, like I said, Mortal Kombat is pretty much the only big Western game in terms of new Western game that we've gotten on the Switch this whole year. There's been one, Mortal Kombat. So why is the Switch winning every single NPD? That's what I want to know. If you can just answer that for me, that'd be great. Then I'd be more than happy to agree with you, because this is a good time for viewers to talk, to me, and I talk back to you guys. And I want to understand because I hear this viewpoint a lot, but then I see nobody actually giving any reasons why Switch, like, that's how it is right now. Like, Switch essentially gets almost none of the big third-party games, Western third-party games. So why is it going to all of a sudden change, like, next generation? So all of a sudden Switch is just going to stop selling because PS5 is out? Western developers aren't really making anything on Switch now. So what is going to be the difference? What is going to change? Is Nintendo going to stop making first-party games and selling those on the Switch? Are people just not going to want to play Switch because PS5 is out, even though PS5 is just going to be better graphics of PS4? I mean, explain to me what the logic is here. The reason why is because Sony got that energy. God, screw that game. So I just want to understand this logic of when people say that, because I hear people say that all the time, and I want to understand, like, if people agree with him, can anybody explain to me why that's the case? Like, what's going to happen next year? Does that mean that there's not going to be new Pokemon that help sell systems? Does that mean that Nintendo's going to stop selling their games that help sell? Does that mean they're not going to get a cheaper model that's probably going to be $200 cheaper than what PS5 and the next Xbox are doing? Can somebody explain to me this logic? That's what I want to know. Because Sony has condoms and bunk beds. There you go. People sure love using that power argument. Well, I want to understand it, guys. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be saucy here or anything, Like, I really want to understand this logic when people say it, because that is a very popular logic that people say all the time. And I just want to know where it comes from. I want to know, like, what's the evidence, what supports that. And I'd be more than happy to agree. More than happy to agree. Like, if I can just hear, I just want to hear the other side of the story. That's it. Because it's hard for me because I look at facts. I look at what's going on. Well, I look at, well, Switch really hasn't been getting all the big third-party games since 2017. Yet it's still been selling. It's been outselling the Xbox One pretty much every single month since it launched. Xbox One gets everything. Xbox One even gets Japanese games that the Switch doesn't get. You know, well, Switch gets Japanese games that the Xbox doesn't get, but Xbox One even gets big Japanese games that the Switch doesn't get. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, for example. So, I mean, like, I want to know, like, where this comes from. It's successful for the same reason 3DS was successful. People like to take it on the go, but I suspect going into next gen, the ports people will want are going to be harder to get. Okay, but you're not answering the question. Like, I get that, and it's going to be harder to get, but there's already literally no ports, you know, and there's still tons of PS4 and Xbox One games, even in the next generation, that can be ported over, like they're doing right now for the Switch. They're porting over a bunch of old stuff that came out at the beginning of, like, PS3, Xbox 360, or the beginning of PS4 and Xbox One's life, and they're porting those out on the Switch. There's no difference. They can continue to. There's a million different games to choose from. Millions of games to choose between the Xbox 360 and the PS4. Games that Nintendo systems didn't get. They can choose Tomb Raider. There's just so much stuff. And then Nintendo can continue putting out their games. They're getting old ports now, and it's outselling it with Nintendo first-party games. There's not really new games that you're telling that people want. People want all these new games that are coming out now, and the Switch isn't getting those. So what changes? What is going to change from that point that you're talking about now to this point? Because you're trying to sit here and say that, oh, well, PS5 is going to get all these games and get all this stuff. Switch doesn't get that stuff now. Switch doesn't get that stuff now. It doesn't get anything now. It doesn't. It barely gets stuff. It barely gets anything. Like I said, we've gotten Mortal Kombat, and that's it. We've gotten one game out of all the big third-party games that have came out this year, which has been multiple big third-party games in the double digits. There's been one Mortal Kombat. That's it. Remember, I'm not talking about ports or like Dragon's Dogma or stuff like that. I'm talking about like one big new third-party game. There's been one. That's it. Just one. So please help me understand. Stop going around the question. Tell me what the difference is. You're telling me ports that people want. People want all this stuff now on the Switch, and it still sells. So what's the difference? I want to know what the difference is. We're not talking about sales. The most powerful consoles never really won any generation. If you don't put an asterisk by this generation, you know, the PS4 technically won it based off the base PS4. But I know the Xbox One X is the most powerful in this generation, but still PS4 was in terms of what launched, that was the most powerful. So yeah. And I'm not saying it's going to change. It's going to be less likely that you'll ever get fighters like Mortal Kombat. Based off of what? based off of what? So you're telling me that somebody's not going to say, we're going to make a game just like they did. So based off of what? What is the evidence that supports what you're saying right now? Nobody thought that the Switch was going to get Mortal Kombat. So are you telling me that all of a sudden next generation, if they have an engine that can still run on the Switch, they won't make a Switch version of it? Are you telling me that's going to be the case based off of what? So you tell me nobody's going to make anything? There's going to be zero games, even though there's very little games. So there's going to be zero developers that are willing to put anything on the Switch. Is that what you're telling me? Where's the evidence that that's based off of? So nobody's going to make anything. There's already literally nothing right now at this point. You know what I'm saying? So are you telling me that there's not going to be anything? There's going to be nothing because you said it's going to be harder to get games like fighters like Mortal Kombat. So are you telling me that there's not going to be anything at all? Or are you saying Mortal Kombat's not going to come? Like, I don't think you understand. I think you're seeing the holes in your argument, right? Or in your statement right now. I think I'm just trying to point out the holes in your statement. You're basically saying, oh, well, it's going to be harder to get ports. Well, we're not getting ports now. Oh, it's going to be harder to get Mortal Kombat. What the hell? So maybe Injustice. Do we get Injustice? Maybe somebody else makes a different game. Maybe Tekken 8, the next Tekken, they say, oh, we're going to put Tekken on the Switch. Like, who knows? Maybe something else fills its spot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's holes in what you're saying, and I don't think you're understanding. Look, let me break down how it is. Let me break down how it is, dude. Switch isn't going to be the be-all, end-all for Nintendo. Nintendo's going to make another Switch that's more powerful. Nintendo's going to have a next-generation system at some point. So it's not like the Switch is like, oh, well, it's only the Switch. They're not going to make anything throughout the whole generation of PS5 and next Xbox. That's all there is. They're going to have some next-generation system at some point, right? I mean, or they're not. Or is the Switch the last system they're ever going to do? Obviously, they're going to do more. So if a developer needs more powerful, Nintendo wants to make a more powerful system, they'll probably just do that and they'll get that out there. 2, architecture is another thing. If a system, even if it's on PS5, that's fine. PS5 is using the same architecture as PS4. Most stuff that's on PS5 is probably just, it's going to be a graphics bump. It's going to be, oh, now it runs on high settings on PC. That's pretty much what PS3 to PS4 was, oh, this game would look like low or mid on PS3, but on PS4, it looks like high settings. The fidelity's better. The frame rate might be better. Whatever the case is. That's how it is going to be for PS5, man. They're touting better graphics, they're touting 8K resolutions, up to 8K resolutions, and they're touting ray tracing. They're touting stuff like that. They're touting graphical fidelity and improvements in that way. So running it like it's a high-end PC. High-end PCs, regular base Xbox, pretty big difference in power when it comes down to it. But you still have the architecture-wise that can make the same type of games. You can still play, the same type of games on a high-end, super high-end PC as you can on a regular Xbox. If a developer wants to make a game for a Switch, they'll grab a panic button and they'll get the game ported over if they can. Plain and simple. Nothing's going to change from that. You know why nothing's going to change? Because sales aren't going to change. As long as Nintendo keeps selling their system, they're going to get 1 or 2 or 3, or they're going to get a few different big games from a panic button. Panic button will take a PS5 game or something and they'll port it over. They'll do something with it. You know what I'm saying? So nothing's really going to change from that aspect as long as the Switch keeps selling. Some developers are going to support it. Most are not. Some Western developers are going to support the system. Most Western developers are not. Nothing will change from how it is, I think, at this point, which is little to no support from the bigger Western third parties. That's basically what the deal is. That's what I'm seeing based off of the facts. The facts are, as long as the system sells, it's going to get some type of support, but it's barely getting anything right now. You're making it seem as if PS5 comes out, as if the Switch is getting support right now at this point. It's not. From Western developers, it's not really getting anything. Japanese developers, it's getting a lot. They're going to support the system. Western developers aren't supporting the Switch now. So what's the difference? Like, oh, it's not going to get Mortal Kombat? Okay, how do we know? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Switch barely gets any big Western support games now. You know what I'm saying? So it barely gets anything now. All I'm saying is that it's not going to get any easier to get ports and Switch third-party games. That's not your thing to worry about in terms of how ports. That's Panic Button's job to worry about that. It's not going to mean the end for the Switch, but it doesn't help either. Then what you're saying is nearly, you've shifted what you're saying like multiple times now at this point. First you said, oh, well, the PS5 comes out, Switch, it's super underpowered, so it's not going to get anything. Then you said, oh, it's not going to get games like Mortal Kombat, when you couldn't prove that. Now you're saying, like, you're shifting from one thing to another, which is fine. That's fine. I get it. Your original statement didn't really have much validity to it in terms of what you were trying to say, but whatever at this point. If that's what you think, that's fine. I guarantee you I'm going to be right. The same type of support that we're getting right now from big Western third-party games, which is literally nothing, will be the same thing when the next PS5 comes out. Because the Switch is selling. So it's going to be the same thing. Trust me, it's going to be a few games here and there. Might be a Doom here, might be something here and there. Nothing's going to change. Because some developers are going to see, hey, there's some money to make on that system, so we're going to put a game out on there. But you're acting as if like, oh man, these third-party developers are just going to have a hard time porting it over. They're not porting over stuff now. I almost cussed. They're not porting over anything now. So what's going to change, They're not porting over anything now. Western developers aren't doing jack anything on the Switch anyway. So what changes? It's harder? Who cares? We don't develop the games. Like, so what if it's harder? They weren't doing it even now when it's easy. When it's easier, they're not doing it now anyway. So what's the difference? What does it matter? What's up, Geek? He's not talking about that. He's saying that, oh, well, since it's going to be harder, we're going to get less, but we don't really get anything now. So that's why I don't understand his point. We don't get anything. Who cares if it's harder on the PS5 to the Switch? Even though it's easier right now, are they all porting over their games? No. So what does it matter? At the end of the day, what does it matter? They're not doing it now anyway. They're not doing it now anyway. So what does it matter if it gets harder or not? Who cares? They weren't doing it when it was easier. So what? Nothing. Nothing changes. Next gen games will be available through streaming. Next Switch will run them natively. I think streaming is going to be a thing that Nintendo's going to do. Yeah, I think it's going to be something that Nintendo and more third-party developers are going to do streaming. But that's not running on the system. But yeah, but at least there might be streaming. There's a lot of third-party games, but not those big names like Madden, COD, GTA, which is all these third-party preachers want. Well, like I said, I can understand the crux of what he's trying to talk about here. The issue is that he's making it seem as if third-party developers care now. That's the biggest thing. They say, oh, well, man, the Switch is so underpowered, PS5, it's going to be over. It's like, dude, they don't care now. He's making it seem as if they care now. They don't. And then, like, to compensate for, you know, basically to sit there and try to validate what he said, he's like, oh, well, you might not get Mortal Kombat. How do you know? We don't know. There's like one game. We might not get one random Western game at some point from a different third party. How? How do you know that? There might be one developer that says, oh, yeah, even with PS5, they're going to release something on PS4. Or, sorry, on Switch. We don't know that. It's like one game, dude. Mortal Kombat, Doom. It's like 2 games out of like 1 million games that are coming out, big third-party games. We get like 2 of them. Like, there's barely anything, so you're trying to tell me that there's not going to be that on PS5 era? Says who? Switch is going to be selling. Obviously, some developers are going to try to do something. Like, Panic Button isn't going to shrivel away and die once the PS5 comes out. Like, that's my issue that I have. I'm not trying to be sassy. I'm not trying to be sassy at all. I'm being logical. I'm being logical. You know, it's unfortunate that you're not being too logical with what you're saying. I'm not trying to be sassy. I see what you're saying, but what you're saying isn't relevant to what's actually going on. You have a warped perception of what's actually going on. You're sitting here and saying, oh, it's going to be harder for them. And all. Who cares if it's harder? They're not doing anything now. That is semantics. Let it be as hard as nails. It could be the hardest damn thing in the world. What does it matter if they're not doing jack now? What does it matter? Who cares how hard it is? They're not doing anything. Unless you can name all these third-party games that are coming out on Switch now while it's easier. Let me know, Donald, and I'll stop being my sassy self. They're not doing anything now. So you're sitting here and saying that it's going to be harder and harder. Who cares? They're not doing anything. What are they doing now at this point? Tell me all the games that they're coming out now. Nothing. We've got 2. We've got 2, Doom Eternal, and we've got freaking Mortal Kombat, and that's it. There's 2 out of all the games. There's 2. So you sitting here and saying it's going to be harder. Who cares if it's going to be harder? It doesn't matter. They don't care anyway. They don't care. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be sassy on purpose, but I'm trying to wonder why this is even relevant to what's going on with the Switch now at this point. Who cares if it's harder? We got way more than just Doom and Mortal Kombat. I'm talking about new games going forward. Doom, that was 2017. We did get that. But I mean, even if you count up, let's count up all the big major games. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of AAA, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is there? Let's not count, because he's talking about Western developers, so let's not count Japanese developers. Doom, I guess you can count Skyrim, but that's a last-gen game. So really, Doom, NBA 2K19, WWE, but that game was jacked up. So let's just count that one, because that didn't come out on PS3 and 360. I don't think it did. Wolfenstein, FIFA. You can kind of count FIFA, but it's not the same version as the other ones. But whatever. For beeps and giggles, we'll count FIFA, but it's not the same Frostbite one. So that's 5. Doom Eternal, Mortal Kombat. Now we're not counting LA Noire. That is PS3 and 360. 7 games. 7 games. 7. That's it. And a lot of those games weren't even day and date. If you count day and date games, all it is Mortal Kombat, Doom Eternal, NBA 2K19, I think. That's it, man. Warframe, it counts, but it wasn't day and date with the PS4 and Xbox One because that game came out a long time ago. But I guess you can even count Warframe. 9, there's about, if you count LA Noire and some of the other games that you guys are saying, there's about 10. You know? There's nothing. And which I told you guys, if you watch my videos explaining third-party support on the Nintendo Switch, part 1 through like 3, I already told you guys this would happen. I said Japanese developers are going to bring their new games Like we're getting God Eater, we're getting like Sword Art Online, we're getting all these. There's a bunch of different Japanese games, but when it comes to Western developers, they're not going to because they're not going to want to mess with it because it doesn't matter to them. It's not relevant to their business, you know. So you can sit here and say, oh, when PS5 comes out, there's not really going to be it's going to be harder. Who cares? There's 7 games. In the going on 3 years now, there's freaking 7 games that are even like with the big AAA. It's barely anything, dude. So what does it matter? Okay, goes from 7 to 3. Big whoop. Great. You know? Wolfenstein Youngblood, like I said, it's still about 10 games, guys. It's still, and that's like a DLC pack, you know, I guess. But whatever on that. So there's just not much, man. There's not much. I already counted Wolfenstein. I said Wolfenstein 2. I already counted that. So what can you say when it comes down to it? It's hard for me to sit there and say, oh, well, yeah, it's like there's barely anything. And even some of the games, like I said, were late ports. Like a Doom, you know, Doom 2016. Obviously, the Switch didn't come out in 2016, so there's no way that it could have launched on the system. But it wasn't like it was a launch title for the system. It came out later. Activision Switch support output should say it all. Skylanders at launch and not an eShop and 2 Crash remake. Well, there you go. Sniper Elite, that's a port. That's a port of a 360 game. Bulletstorm port of a 360 game. We're not counting old AAA games or old big Western games, because if you count those, then there's a lot more. We're talking about new games going forward. We're talking about games that were this generation, you know, current generation and up. There's barely anything, guys. And even if you count if you count old ports, then yeah, there's a lot more. But that's old ports of like 360 games. What did I say to Donald earlier? I said, look, we might get some more old ports of PS4 and Xbox One games going forward on the Switch because there's a million that they can pick from. Yeah, that's gonna happen. But new top of the line PS5 and next Xbox and PC games, it's gonna be the same as it is right now. Like, which is garbage from Western developers, which is trash tier. Nothing changes here, man. I think Jake Brown, I think a lot of people are like that. They don't buy Nintendo systems for big third-party games that are really rely on graphics. But some people want those type of games. It's always good to have them if you can. Mortal Kombat did well on the Switch. So if a developer can do it. But fear-mongering over PS5 is silly, in my opinion. Saying, it's the PS5 is coming. It's underpowered. Oh, no. It's like, they're not doing anything now. It's like, what are they doing now? You know what I'm saying? It's like you just got to make like a silly thing. Like, it's like, they're not doing anything now. What are they doing now? Who cares if it's harder? They're not doing anything now. Oh, man. It may matter more to them when the PS5 and the next Xbox comes out, and there still will be a low install base for those at first. Switch might even get more. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know if it will get more. I think it'll just get the same pace that it's getting done at this point, which is whatever they can get Panic Button, Iron Galaxy, and Virtuos to do. That's when it comes to Western developers, whatever they can get them to do, that's what we'll get. That's pretty much what's been happening, guys. All the different like Doom and Wolfenstein and all the games that you mentioned are all made by like even like if you want to talk about like Diablo 3, but that was PS3 and 360, but whatever. All the games that we're even talking about are all done by like those 3 companies. You know what I'm saying? All the big games that we're talking about are just done by a few different companies. They have that Shiver people that did Mortal Kombat, but there's barely anybody to even make high quality Switch ports. You know what I'm saying? That are difficult. So I don't see it changing. It's going to be garbage tier next generation as well. Unless Nintendo makes a system that's exactly like PS5, then they'll get what they get. But the chances of Nintendo making a system exactly like PS5 is slim to none. So it just is what it is, you know? Oh, Ubisoft cares about Mario plus Rabbids. You'll see soon. They've been the team that made Mario plus Rabbids. They've been hiring a ton of people. I know I haven't covered it too much, but they've been hiring a lot of people and they're working on another game. So I'm guessing that it's going to be like another collaboration game with Nintendo. Dark Souls another, yeah, and that Dark Souls, that is a PS3 game remastered, so PS3 360 game remastered, so it is what it is. But we're not talking about games that were on PS3 and 360 that remastered or put on Switch. We were talking about games brand new, day and date, PS4 and Xbox, when there's literally nothing. Like we have like a few games. We have like day and date, new, not remastered, not a port from PS3 or 360. There's like a you can count it on two hands. There's barely any. That's a Japanese. Sega's a Japanese developer. We're talking about Western developers. Starlink, is that a big game that people would consider AAA? I mean, it's a good game, but I don't know if people are going to consider it like the big Western game. I don't think people are considering it like that. So Chief says, you forgot to start. He said, I'm reaching now. You corrected yourself, dude. Oh my gosh. I don't think a Pro is gonna be a big upgrade over the regular Switch, because then you're gonna segment your install base. And even if it was a big upgrade, that doesn't make it a PS5. That doesn't make it x86. That doesn't make cartridges Blu-rays. That doesn't make cartridges as cheap as Blu-ray discs. That doesn't do all that. That doesn't do all the other stuff. That's the issues. The reason I included Dark Souls is because it was released the same year as the remaster and came out on other platforms. But yes, it's a last gen game. I think a better example instead of Dark Souls would be Dragon Ball FighterZ, because that's actually a new game, not a remaster of something old, and it came out in the same year as well as the other games. So I think somebody mentioned Dragon Ball FighterZ in here, but that's a Japanese game too. So we were talking about Western games. Dark Souls is a Japanese game. So we were talking about, because it was very particular, Western developers, big AAA games. That's basically what it was. Western, big AAA games. There's barely anything. So and if you talk about day and date, there's literally almost nothing. So when somebody's sitting here and fear-mongering about PS5, why? We barely got anything on Switch. That was my point. I was giving sass a little bit, but because he kept on going around what I was trying to say. Like he didn't just address it, so we can get to the main point of the thing, is that there's nothing on Switch. Like there's already nothing, that they're not doing enough anyway. So what's the point of fear-mongering about PS5? There's literally like 3 games that are day and date with other versions of the game, and no matter what, there's something wrong with it, right? For example, Mortal Kombat, you got to download extra things on there. Doom Eternal, you'll probably have to do that as well. Wolfenstein has no real physical release. There's always something even wrong with it. Even when you say, oh, well, we do get it day and date, there's still something, there's an issue with it. You know, when it comes to space or something like that. So what does it matter? That's what I want to know, because there's barely anything. Nothing's being done at this point. And that was the whole point that I was trying to get to by me asking all the questions was, well, why are you fearing about PS5 because of underpowered? What are they doing now? There's nothing. So that was the whole point. Jared C with the subscription. And like I said, and it's funny because, like I said, I already talked about this 2 years ago, early 2017. This is a repeat of what I already said 2 years ago. We've been bombarded with Arc System Works lately, and we still have Kill la Kill coming. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's Japanese. I'm not talking about, guys. Japanese developers is a whole different ballpark. We're gonna get Japanese games. It's a whole different ballpark. Donald wasn't talking about that. He wasn't talking about Japanese games. He was talking about Western games, because that's what people do. They like to single out Western games, and they like to separate the two, which is fine. It makes their points better, which is okay. That's no problem, because there is a clear divide between Japanese game development and Western game development. That's cool. He was talking about Western games, and I agree. Like, I agree with, in terms of, there's not really anything. There's not much when it comes to brand new Western games to look forward to on the Switch day and date. There's Western games. There's tons of Western games, but day and date. So why sit here and fearmonger about PS5 when barely anything comes day and date brand new anyway? Why? It's going to be the same thing. A bunch of Nintendo first-party games, a few third-party games here and there, very sparse, and probably a bunch of ports, a bunch of old ports on the Switch. See what they did with the Wii. The Wii did the same thing. It wasn't necessarily, there was old ports, some particularly special made games for the Wii itself, like Dead Space. There was like a Dead Space game that was like a rail shooter. There was like House of the Dead. Overkill, a brand new House of the Dead game. There was like Western developers. Well, House of the Dead wasn't a. That's not a. Well, it was Western. I think it was Western developed, but Sega published it because they own the IP. But whatever. Like Western developers made games particularly for, you know, the Wii. They're probably gonna do that with the Switch. Now that the install base is going up, they're probably gonna make some games like, hey, we're gonna make a Switch game, you know, and maybe it's exclusive, maybe it's not. But history repeats, guys. History repeats itself. This is not the first time Nintendo's had a much weaker system compared to the competition. This is not the first time. It won't be the last time. People act like this stuff hasn't happened before. History repeats. This is the same as the Wii. Almost pretty much the same as the Wii, you know, or it will be like the Wii. Did the Wii stop selling? Did Western developers not develop for the Wii? No, they did. It just didn't get a lot of the stuff that the PS5. But it got Japanese games, it got Western games, blah blah blah. It got first party games. It sold well. Then Nintendo moved on. So I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But like I said this before. It's just interesting to talk about because, like I said, I've talked about it so much. I've talked about it so much on the channel, and you guys will see. I don't have to sit here and you know, act like, you know, it's not going to happen because I know, because it already is. What I'm saying, it already is happening. After I got bodied at the beginning of the Switch, when I aligned myself with the right people and I figured out what the plan was for the Switch, I'm like, all right, and that's why I made those videos. You guys should check them out. Go on my channel, type in explaining third-party support on the Nintendo Switch. Find my earliest one back in 2017. Everything that I'm saying right now is exactly what's happening right now with the Switch. Exactly what's happening right now. So it's all good. Essentially, due to the law of diminishing returns, etc., I believe the next gen will be smaller. It'll be smaller, but it's still gonna have some cool stuff. The only thing that I'm worried about is that Nintendo will only announce one new game for 2019. It'll be Mario Golf for the Switch, and that's it. Why are you worried about that? We have enough new games for 2019. We don't need any more new games for 2019. We don't need any new games. That's fine. If they don't want to announce any more new games, good. Yo, what's up, Connor? You're new? What's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I remember you saying all this. Yeah, I said the same thing that I'm saying 2 years ago that I said, you know, not at this point, you know, so that's fine. Yeah, this is tough. I can't find any rumored AAA Western games announced for the Switch. Maybe Apex Legends going on new content. Maybe, but, you know, it is what it is. Which Western third-party games would you like most to be on the Switch? To be honest, I don't really care about any Western third-party games on the Switch. I actually don't care about any one of them. I don't care. Like, a lot of people sit there and, like, you know, they'll call me names and say Nintendo fanboy and all this stuff like that. And no, I'm not the one out here trying to campaign for every game to be on Switch, and if it's not on Switch, I'm not buying it. I'm not doing any of that crap. If I want a game and it's not on Switch, I'll buy it on a different platform. What the hell do I have the Xbox One and PS4 for anyway then? You know what I'm saying? So it's not even like I want any like Western third-party games on Switch. Actually, I think they rather just, a lot of these games are built for graphics. That's what the selling factor in these games are graphics. A lot of the games, it's just that. It's features, it's graphics, that's what they sell the game on. And why would Switch be the best platform? I don't know if Switch is the best platform for that. For a lot of these type of games. So I don't even know if I don't even care if any games come, if any Western games come. Like, I bought Mortal Kombat for the culture, not because I'm super interested in Mortal Kombat, as I bought it just so, hey, it's a third-party game, that's day and date, you got my money, cool, I'm gonna help out. But that's really all the reason why I bought it for, not because I actually felt like playing it a ton and getting good at the game. I already got Smash Brothers, I already got, you know, whenever Pokken 2 comes out, I'm big into Pokken, so what's the point? I don't need Mortal Kombat, but I'll buy it, whatever. You know, same thing goes for when Doom Eternal comes out. Buy it for the culture, not because I love Doom, but just because it's a developer day and date with the other games. Sure, I'll pick it up. That new Wolfenstein game, sure, I'll pick that up. I hate Wolfenstein 2. That game's trash, but whatever. You know, I got that game too. I'll do the same thing for the next Wolfenstein Youngbloods or whatever. You know, I'll help them out, but that's it. Culture, that's it. Not because I want it. Borderlands would be perfect on the Switch though. It's a looter shooter and open world. Yeah, that'd be dope. If it came, it came. That'd be great. You know, if it came out on Switch, I'd probably pick it up on Switch and on Xbox One. But yeah, I'd pick it up. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I did talk about the same topic before the Switch launched. Yeah. Let me double check. DJ King. That was that's explaining third-party support again. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it, DJ King. That was it. I talked about Scalebound. Yeah, that was January 10th, 2017, before the Switch even launched. So yeah. So yeah, you gotta check out the video. Maybe a couple things are off here and there in what I said, because obviously the Switch wasn't out yet. But yeah, pretty much the same what I'm saying right now. Yo, what's up, Isaac? How you doing, man? Those videos feel ancient. They do. They do feel ancient. They do. Oh my gosh, my back. Holy smokes, my background and my face. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. They do feel freaking. They look ancient. They look ancient, dude. I'm over here showing 3DS games and stuff. I haven't showed a 3DS game on stream in like I haven't put up I haven't held a 3DS box art. Man, my 3DS games are so dusty. Oh my gosh, that's funny, man. OJ, we getting better Japanese game support than the Wii. I'd argue tons of more RPGs and Switch. I love it. Yeah, Japanese support, like I said, Japanese support's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Japanese support's gonna be there. That's gonna be a thing. That's definitely gonna be a thing. But Western support is just unless Nintendo figures out some type of Pandora's box or something like that to where like really, you know, they can really get more or something. I don't know. Or unless they make a clone box, I'm not really sure. But it is what it is, man. Like there's nothing that you can do. That's just how it is. I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to be mean. Oh, absolutely. Others care about Western games. Others care absolutely, Donald. And I understand that people are gonna want that, but you're still skirting around the main issue. Is that there really isn't any major Western games on the Switch now? You're still skirting around that issue, and the Switch is still doing well. You're putting your own personal thought process over what's actually happening. So what's actually happened? Let me explain it to you. Maybe this will finally end it, because I know, like I said, I think you want that. So therefore, you're going to sit there and argue. You'll argue till the end of time for it, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. Here's what's happening, Donald. Let me see if I can make this. I can make this as simple as possible, so we can come to just a happy agreement. Okay? Switch isn't going to get what you want. Accept it. Okay? that's what it comes down to. Switch isn't going to get what you want. It's not. No matter how much you worry, fearmonger, or whatever the case, it's not going to get what you want. Nintendo can make a more powerful Switch. It's still not going to get what you want. Okay? No matter what, it's not going to get what you want. This is the reality situation because of what the type of company Nintendo is. It's not going to get what you want. The Switch right now is not getting third-party Western games. So you can sit here and say, well, other people want third-party Western games, and even though you don't want it, other people do. I agree. I'm not disputing that. But just because everybody wants it, or just because people out here argue for it on the internet, that's not the reality. The reality is that Switch has been on the market going on 3 years now with no day-and-date Western games, with barely any major Western games, and it's still outselling the more powerful systems based off of first-party and ports. And some panic button stuff that comes out. From what I understand, from who I've talked to, nothing's going to change going forward. There's going to be some PS5 games that they feel that they can do on the Switch, and they'll do it. Panic Button will handle it. Iron Galaxy will handle it. That's going to be the same. So it's going to be the same sparse, little to no support that we've always gotten. Maybe one or two other games doesn't come, but it doesn't change the overall fact of what I'm saying right now to you. It doesn't change. It doesn't change it. It's still literally nothing. So no matter how much you sit here and say, well, other people want it, and people are going to want that, that doesn't matter. PS5, that has no effect on people buying the Switch for the next Pokemon game. That has no effect on people actually picking up the Switch. Third-party developers are going to continue doing what they do. Old ports, old PS4, old PS3, and maybe a bone or two, a very sparse bone or two major game from PS5 or the next Xbox on the Switch. That is the reality right now. That will be the reality in a bit. Nothing will change. And I'm telling you that right now, and that's just the case. Let's not make it seem as if third-party developers are putting all sorts of stuff on the Switch right now, because like major third-party day-and-date games, because they're not. So no matter how much you sit here and argue for it, it's not happening now at this point. It's not going to happen in the future with the way that the Switch is with this Switch. Okay? So I don't see what the argument is here. I'm literally telling you the reality of the situation, okay? you complaining for third-party games on the Switch doesn't make the Switch all of a sudden x86 and make it as powerful as PS5. Nothing's going to change that. So hopefully we can come to a happy agreement on that. Look, it'd be great if it got all of it, but it's not. Buy a PS4. Buy an Xbox One. I'm not a fanboy. Buy those other systems if you want them. If you want those games, go get those other systems. I've got them. Plain and simple. That's what it comes down to. You want all that crap? Go buy a PS5. Problem solved. You want a stationary box? What does it matter if it's you slap a Nintendo on a stationary box? You slap a PlayStation logo on a stationary box? Who gives a crap? I'm too old to worry about console bias garbage. I don't care if it says Nintendo on it or not. I'm worried about the games. Nintendo makes their first-party games for their systems. Great, I'll buy their system for it. There's some third-party games that I might want to play. Great, I'll buy PS5 or I'll buy the next Xbox. Or you can get PC. Whatever the case is. Great. You know? But having a Nintendo slapped on a stationary box is no different from having a PlayStation slapped on a stationary box. Pretty much what it comes down to, man. What you're saying doesn't there's no validity into like what that's great. Nobody here disagrees with what you're saying. Yeah, it'd be great if it got it, but it's not. It's not getting them now, it's not getting them later. So what's the point? Facts, OJ. The ultimate experience is better to having all three consoles. No, you don't need all three consoles. You probably just need two. You probably just need your first party exclusives on Nintendo and another system, like a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC. I don't think you need all three. That's expensive. Not everybody can afford that. So I don't think you need all three systems to enjoy most stuff as an adult. Now, as a kid, maybe you want all three, but that's fine. You can't have all three when you're a kid. But I personally feel that having an Xbox and having a Nintendo Switch, or having a PlayStation and a Switch, or having a PC and a Switch, I think that's enough for a lot of people right there. So yeah. I don't get it. The Xbox One X is the strongest console right now. How are the Xbox consoles doing? Well, that's what I tried to say, but you know, that's what I try to bring up a lot of times when I say, okay, well, how's Xbox doing? It has all the third-party support. It has the strongest system. It has the architecture. It has everything that third-party developers want. Why isn't it selling as much as the Switch? What is the difference? And that's what I don't think Donald won't answer the question, or he keeps skirting around it. And people who are in that same, oh, well, when PS5 comes out, Switch is done. Like, they're doing that type of, it's like, Western developers aren't making anything for it now. Like, there's barely anything now. So, I mean, oh, wow, we went from 3 games to 2 games. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, we went from 3 games to 1 game. You know, like, oh, that's a heart stopper. You know, like, oh, wow. Like, who cares, dude? Like, Switch isn't the system. If you want Western third-party games, Switch isn't the system to have. I mean, it's not. If that's what you're looking for, Switch is not the system. Switch is not the system for that. That's just facts. It's just facts. And logical, rational people can accept that. People who don't want to be logical and want to sit here and argue about it and try to sit there and make it seem as if they can do something, you ain't doing nothing. Nothing's changing. This is how it's going to be. You have to accept it, man. It's like the what was it? Like the 4 stages of grief? It's like the 4 stages of grief. I think that's what it's called. Let me make sure I get this right. Is it 5 stages or 4? Yeah, 4 stages of grief. It's like the 4 stages of grief, guy. Or no, 5 stages of grief. Sorry, 5 stages of grief. It's like the 5 stages of grief. Okay? You just gotta accept it. Accept it. The denial is 1 stage and it's super strong with some people. Exactly. There's the denial phase where it's like, there's the, I can't put, no, something has to change. It's like, just accept it. Accept it. Breathe it. Live it. It's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Absolutely, Donald. 100% agree with you. It'd be great if they can put more games on more systems. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. If it's feasible, absolutely. Everybody agrees. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be reality. Nobody's disagreeing with that. But nothing we say here is going to all of a sudden make, when PS5 comes out, that isn't going to make the Switch irrelevant. And that doesn't mean no games are going to come out for it, like you were saying, because No game's already, like, that doesn't change anything, you know? It might still get a game or two like it's getting right now. Nothing. What I'm trying to say is that your original point with PS5 coming out, Switch is underpowered. Oh, you're worried about stuff. Why? That's my whole point. Like, why? What are you getting now that makes you so worried about later? That's what I want to know. What are all the major third-party day-and-date games that you're getting now that makes you so worried about when PS5 comes out? What is it? Mortal Kombat? You worried that Mortal Kombat won't come out? Like one game? Like Doom? Like, there's barely anything. You know what I'm saying? There's like literally, you count them on one hand. Like, what are you so worried about? Buy a PS5 and you'll be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, buy a PS5 or buy the next Xbox and you can get your 1, 2, or 3 games that would have came out on the Switch, but it's underpowered. So that's what I'm trying to say. What's the worry for? What's the fear-mongering for? For what? You're not getting anything now. You're barely getting anything now. If developers want to do it, they'll do it. If they don't, then they don't. Plain and simple. I don't know how people have time for all three. I don't even have time for all three. PS4 never gets played. Excuse me. My PS4 almost never gets played. I don't have time for all of them. But whatever. Whatever. I actually use my PS4 for in one of my bedroom, not the second bedroom, but my bedroom that I use to sleep in with my bed. There's a PS4 in that room that I use for like Twitch and I use for Amazon Prime. The Xbox One S in my living room, I use that for Twitch. And I use it for Crunchyroll. The Crunchyroll app is way better on Xbox than it is on PS. Like, all the apps in general are way better on Xbox. It's way, way better. The Crunchyroll app is so much better. I used to use the Crunchyroll app on PlayStation. The Crunchyroll app is so much better and easier to navigate and just cleaner on Xbox. So yeah, I use the Crunchyroll app on my Xbox One S. It's good stuff. Do you think Call of Duty will ever come to the Switch? The way that Activision's acting, no, I don't think it will. 9 p.m. for you? It's 9 p.m. for me too. All right, I think this one's been going a little bit long, isn't it, guys? All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout outs to all the viewers. Do appreciate you guys all tuning in. We will be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back at 6 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. Eastern Time with a brand new Pokemon Sword and Shield video. Make sure you guys don't miss that. This live stream will probably be live later because this live stream was a lot better. There was a lot of good discussion. Shout outs, no hard feelings, Donald. Once again, no hard feelings. This is the only place that you're really going to get a YouTube content creator my size talk to you and actually not be salty, by the way, not be salty about it. So thank you for the discussion. I appreciate it. You made some good points and I agree with most of your stuff. The only thing that I don't agree with is how the fear mongering over PS5 when Switch isn't getting anything now. That's the only thing that I don't agree with. It's like nothing's changing because it's like that right now. So that's the only thing I don't agree with. Everything else that you were saying in terms of like getting more developers putting games on more systems to make more revenue makes sense. I made videos on that. I agree with everything else. The only thing that I don't agree with is the fear mongering and saying, oh, it's so underpowered. Like, what does it matter? That's the only thing. But anyway, outside of that, like I said, thanks for being a good sport. Guys, videos on the channel. We have multiple videos. If you have not seen the Player Essence videos on the channel, please make sure you do so. The easiest way to watch my videos, I had to go to the 5 stages of grief. The easiest way to watch my videos is to go to the community page, or go to the regular homepage, go to videos, and go from right there. You can see what videos, when they came out, and everything like that. You can see the PE lives. That's the easiest way. Or you can go on the homepage. Let's see here. You were kind of fear mongering a little bit, but it's all good, dude. I don't think it was a question. I think it was more of a statement, wasn't it, Donald? But it's all good. Like I said, it's all good. It's all good. You were saying, oh, well, when the PS5 comes out, Switch is so underpowered. Like, it's not going to be like, that's what you were saying. You know, so that's kind of like fear mongering a little bit. But hey, like I said, whatever, dude. If you don't think it's fear mongering, that's okay. Sorry that I said that. You were kind of, I don't know what you were trying to say. Now you're saying, I don't know what you were trying to do. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Glad you're not taking it hard. And I appreciate you being here. All right, so let's see here. The best way to watch all my videos is right through here. Player Essence, you'll see all my regular dedicated videos. It's separated by PE Live, PE Podcast. Everything's all set for you guys. Even if you want to watch my stupid popular uploads, I don't even know how these videos got to be as popular as they are. But even if you want to watch these like, basic Resident Evil Revelations gameplay, 100,000 views. How? Anyway, moving on. Okay. If you guys want to watch my videos and all that stuff, just go ahead and you can see it right here. It's all right there. So thank you guys for everybody for watching. I do appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. Eastern for my new Pokemon Sword and Shield video. And then we will have live streams tomorrow as well. So it should be a lot of fun. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.